What's up, everybody? What's up? Yeah, just making sure everything is going all right. I don't know if you can hear me yet. Let me make sure. Okay, there we go. So I'm sure y'all making sure y'all hear me. Making sure y'all can hear me. If you can hear me, throw some likes up in Facebook or say you can hear me on YouTube. Just making sure everybody can hear me before I begin. If you can hear me, throw some likes up on Facebook. All right. And if you can hear the bass, throw some likes up on Facebook. Let me know on YouTube if you can hear me. Thank you, Bernard. Let me get a little warmed up. Then we're going to get this show started. All right. Yes, we can hear you. Good. All right. So I was asked a couple of times about this song. It's called Behold, Christ the Lord. People are going to be singing for Christmas. A couple of friends of mine said they needed to know a couple of things for Christmas. I actually did show them, but I've been noticing people been having, they wanted to know what I was doing on a couple of parts because you couldn't really tell. And so I wanted to do something different today before I start this live and everything. So one part in particular comes after the second verse. After the second verse, so you went to a 4 and then you rolled it down. And then going back into the chorus. So it's like a, so that's what it is. It's like a, so it's like, it's not really a lick because we all did it. Quad did it, the guitar player did it. You just couldn't really tell. And it would have been dope if the horns, that ain't the pratt. I know I can't play this with the I tune flat. Yeah, it's a little something on my voice, something, and plus I'm in the room. I'm backed away from the mic. If I'm in close, you can hear a little better. But yeah, it is something going on. But hold on, let me make sure I'm not. All right. So anyway, on that part, and so there was another part. Oh, in the vamp, we'll be going behold. Let me take this thing off. It should have been gone because we in the show. Okay. So on that part, when I go, it's actually D, C, G, A flat. Okay, so it's D, C, G, A flat. So we're going. Okay, so just in case you missed that. So that's all I'm doing on that, all right? If anybody have any questions, I'm going to jack this up because I haven't really played this thing since the recording, but I'm going to try to make it through. So if you have any questions, post it in the comments. I'll see it while I'm playing. And yeah, enjoy. Oh, first, before that, let me give a shout out to the person who wrote it. The person who wrote this song name is Jason Claiborne. He's a very, very good writer. His name is Jason Claiborne. Awesome writer. He actually wrote a song for my brother's recording, and it's really, really dope. I can't wait to get that done so you guys can hear it. I'm still working on it. Time is just crazy because of the holidays. I'm playing, I'm doing other things, but I'm working, trying to get this record done. But Jason Claiborne wrote this song for us. It's called Behold, Christ the Lord.
Come on, clap your hands with us tonight. Behold, behold, he is the Lamb of God, the Prince of Peace. Behold, Christ the Lord. Behold, Christ the Lord. The one born to save us, the Son of Man, already born a King, the Holy Lamb. He came down from glory, put on this flesh to dwell among his people, Emmanuel. Ah, behold, Christ the Lord. He is the Lamb of God, and the Prince of Peace. Behold, Christ the Lord. Yeah, behold, Christ the Lord. The one for the Savior, the Son of Man, already come the King, the Holy Lamb. He came down from glory, put on this flesh to dwell amongst his people, Emmanuel. Behold, Christ the Lord. He is the Lamb, the Prince of Peace. He is Christ the Lord. Behold, Counselor, Almighty God, everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Behold, the one who saved us, the one who made me whole, the Lamb that was slain, dwells forevermore, the one who reigns and never lost a mind. He was born the Christ, but he is my Savior, the King and Anointed One. He is my keeper, the one who grants me peace. He is the highest, the greatest name I know. In my heart. Oh, how I love him. Oh, how I praise his name. I've been lost without him. My life no longer the same. It was his grace that keeps me in this race. He was on the cross. Oh, how I love him. Oh, how I praise his name. I've been lost without him. My life no longer the same. It was his grace that keeps me in this race. Come on, y'all, put your hands together. I'm talking about the King of Kings. I'm talking about the Lord of Lords. My greatest name. I did not touch the volume. They need Restream cut that volume down, y'all. So that's not me. The volume is straight over here. I don't notice what you guys are noticing. So that's on the stream that actually did that. And I hate that that happened. But yeah, that is the tune. Can you hear? You couldn't hear me at all? That's crazy because over here, I got volume. That's crazy because over here, I hear everything. So you saying you're not hearing? Hold on, let me play it. It did? That's crazy. Can you hear it now? Is it okay now?
know why Restream did that. I do not know why Restream did that, because over here, okay, I'm running through my podcast machine. It's fine when it's, oh, I hate that. See, I hate Restream. Anybody know something better than Restream? Because they get my money and they're not doing what they're supposed to do. And that's crazy, because over here, I'm hearing it. Let me see.
Talking about King Jesus.
Can you hear it now?
King Jesus. Every knee shall bow, every tongue proclaim. The greatest name, the sweetest name.
Does it still sound like that when music is playing?
Yes, he is. Yes, he's the greatest name. Yes, he is. Yes, he's the sweetest name.
What about here? Is it okay right there? Let me know. Yeah, Restream is killing my... So it's okay. So when the music is playing is when it's doing all of that. We can hear if the track is low. Let me try something again. What about now? Is it okay?
The Son of Man, already born a king, the Holy Lamb.
So I'm not even going to play the song again, y'all. I played this song, man. I can't, and the thing is, now I can't even hear. Hold on.
The Prince of Peace.
Lord, I don't want to be louder than the music. I want a good blend. It's like your bass, yeah, and I hate that because now it's like, ugh. I am using my ears. These earphones that I have, LeBaron, they look like Buds, but I actually paid money for these, and they actually sound good over here. It's just that you can't not hear. So I think I'm just gonna record this thing and then post it, because I can't have you guys not hearing what I'm playing. It sounds like chorus. Let me see something. Maybe it's something over here. Hold on. Can you hear me now? Let me see. It shouldn't sound like chorus now. But it shouldn't be a chorus. Hold on. So it's better this way, what you're saying. Okay. Let me see what's happening over here. This is Restream though. I'm changing settings in Restream live feed. And yeah, that's crazy. I'm not even emotional, but I sound okay now. But see, the problem is I can't. That's the problem. I didn't. You know the bad part about it. I didn't. Hold on.
And
Go
never
straight to
lost
it.
our mind. He was born to Christ, but
You think it's the YouTube compression?
He is my Savior, the King and Anointed One. He is my keeper, the one who grants me peace. He is the highest, the greatest name I know. In my heart.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Oh, how I praise
Oh well.
His name. I've been lost without Him. My life no longer the same. It was His grace that keeps me in this race.
Can y'all still hear it now? Is it okay? The bass okay? Is it okay now? Yeah, it is the worst. It is the worst. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with it. Okay, so that's better. Well, I will do more of these when I'm working out because it's funny. Every time, I promise y'all, every time I get ready to do this, it sounds good over here. And then every time I go live, Restream or YouTube, and one of them said, we gonna get you, bro. But I'm gonna move on. Can y'all, is it okay now? Is it okay now? So what we'll do, let's see what it sounds like with the music though. Hold on. It's happening because I see. I did. Because now it's more does it sound better now though? Okay, well, I'm about to stick this down. So how do I sound? Do I sound okay? Do I sound okay before I put this down? So, yeah, I'm not for the mess with it. I'm not for the best with it. But he petty. The Baron is petty. Let's move on, man. Can y'all hear me okay though over there? Can y'all hear me okay? Check, throw up some likes. Let me make sure y'all can hear me before. So there's a little. Why is it shit? I don't have an effect on here. I don't have one on here. Hold on. Audio. Check, check, check. Okay, so let me make sure. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. It should be. 1 second. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. All right. So I sound okay. But if somebody said it sounded like I got an effect on, I shouldn't have an effect on here. Check. There's something going on with the compression. So what about now? Can you hear me now? I'm just making sure you can hear me. I don't want any effects on. It shouldn't be an effect. I don't have anything on here. I have no effects on my voice. Not coming out of the... Hold on. Much better. Okay, cool. Let's go. Because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I didn't even want to be here that long. So let's get going. Yeah, that's weird. We're going to work through this. We're going to work through it. We're going to play through it. We're going to play through it because that should not, absolutely should not happen. It should not happen because as much as I've been doing this, I have not touched any effects or anything over here. The only thing I did, I bought a new desk for my workstation. I bought a bigger backdrop. I bought bigger stuff, but I didn't pause, but I didn't touch my settings. So, but we're going to work through all of this because we got a lot to talk about. Y'all know these preachers been going wild. Y'all remember last week when we did this, you remember the preacher from last week that was cussing all the time? And he was cussing in the church and everything. Well, guess what, y'all? He came back. He came back and had more to say. Y'all wouldn't believe what I mean, it's not like he backed down from anything, right? Yeah, that is a pause. Watch this.
As an overseer and as well as my birthright as a prophet, it's my duty and my job to hold those around me accountable. You can say what the hell you want to say about me. I really don't give a fuck. You can kiss my whole black ass when it comes to that. And I mean just what I say.
That's crazy. I can't believe he said that. Did you hear what he said? That man really, really went there, cussed out a storm, even after everything that happened. I'm like, dude, you just don't get it. I mean, he just doesn't get it. It's like he is in his own world. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Well, no disclaimer needed. These are 18-year-old and above. But here's the problem. So if anybody goes to their church, remember when I said last week, as goes him, there goes the members. The members will do exactly the same thing he will do. They will do the same thing he will do. If he's cussing, he's doing all of that, they're going to do it too. They're going to do it too. And you see, this is somebody's pastor, y'all. And so a lot of us let some words go. I mean, to be honest, if you get us mad enough, we will definitely be some foul filth. But we've never done anything to this magnitude. This is, when somebody does something like this, that means this is pretty much what they're about. This is who they are. You feel me? Let me move my chair. Let me get more comfortable. Let me put my arms down. Yes. I'm going to be like the Matrix today. But no, this is who they are. When they do stuff like this, this is who they are. There's no need in saying, oh, well, he wouldn't do this if he's no. This is who they are. And he just showed you who they are, who he is. He showed you everything he's about. And we got some more. We got 2 more. Because now we've seen this, it seemed like these pastors have been going crazy lately. And I'm going to continue to do pastors going wild, preachers going wild, because every week somebody's going to do something. You better believe that. Yeah, I'm gonna put the arms down. I need to do the arm rest. Yeah. And anyway, but check this out. I hope y'all enjoyed your Thanksgiving. I hope you ate everything. Cause some of y'all eat everything. Y'all ate, what is that? Portlands, beans, greens, whatever you ate, chitlins, all hog maws. I mean,
From the rooter to the tutor. The whole pig, huh?
you ate everything with the pig. I promise you. But I'm not mad at you. You know, enjoy. I hope that you saw your family. I hope that everybody had a great time. It's important to lift those up who lost family members. This is a very, very hard time for them. It is. And that's another reason why I like to do these lives. Try to get your mind off of these things, to laugh, have fun, and talk about some things that we like to talk about. Okay. Now, we have another preacher. Now, this preacher was sent to me today. By somebody I really care about. LeBaron's half of it is here right now. Now, this preacher got up in the mic one day and said it's okay. It is okay for a man to pretty much rape his wife. Can y'all believe this? This pastor got up here and said it is okay to rape your. Oh, you think I'm lying?
And in this matter of submission, I want you to know up front, ladies, that once you get married, you are no longer your own. You are your husband's. You understand what I'm saying, Claudia? And I emphasize that because I saw in court the other day on TV where a lady sued her husband for rape. And I would say to you, gentlemen, the best person to rape is your wife. But then now it has become legalized, rape. I don't understand how you belong to somebody and they are all right.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Listen, he ended up resigning, but at what point did you ever think that that was okay? Now, it is true. Husbands, you belong to your wife just as equal, though. You cannot turn away sex from your wife. So right there, you leaving out that part too. So husbands, you belong to your wife as well. And wives, you belong to your husband. But that don't mean you rape them. What do you mean? I mean, this stuff was said. So now people listening to him will be like, oh, well, you know, hey, pastor said. I mean, you saying no, nobody gonna be that serious. They do it. If we y'all remember that one pastor said if you drink of his semen, that is holy milk. They did that. I wouldn't want. The thing is, if you're not willing, if Tony, I get what you say that when you say just take it, but dude, that shouldn't even be a thought. Who said that? Lakeisha, yeah. Don't just take it. Because one thing I know about the sisters, he may be West Indian, but one thing I know about the sisters over here, you can try it if you want to. You're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to be missing the frank and the beans. Because one thing we know, one thing we know about the sisters over here.
So what have we learned if nothing else, children? Homie don't play it!
The women over here don't play that. They will deal with you. They will make sure that you never touch them ever again. And for him to preach that, tell me what y'all think. Real quick. If your pastor has said that, would you stayed? Would you have reported him? What would you have done? I want to see. Type it real quick once you see it. Once you hear this, type it real quick. What would you have done if your pastor would have got up in the mic and said, husbands, you know, it's okay. You know, you could rape your wife. I mean, after all, her body's yours anyway, right? I mean, what would you stayed at this church? It was people there and it was quiet. I don't, But this happened in the States, though. This happened over here. This happened here. This 7-day Adventist pastor. So I don't understand why we would even have this even conversation. The fact that he was even said that and he was forced to resign, but he should never have said it in the first place. There should have been nothing in you to make you think that that was okay, because it kind of makes you wonder what happens in his home. Kind of makes you wonder. I want him to clarify what he meant. Pastor, if you're watching this, come on here and clarify. I already know what you said. If you're going to rate your wife as a person, I mean, that even in context, that doesn't sound right. Hey, Ray, what's up, man? Even in context. But that's not the only one. The last preacher, now, I didn't want to do this because I do like playing here. I like playing at this church. I have friends that go to this church, that play at this church. I'm filling in for them when they're not here. I'm not going to go hard at them out of respect for them. But when y'all see this, some of y'all know him. I'm not going at him. I'm going to let y'all talk about it. I'm going to see what y'all think about it. We're going to talk about, remember when I did that show, Rebuke and Abuse? Well, today is the day we're going to talk about it again. Y'all ready? Let's go.
Get a mic, son. Now let us sing. I need churchy folk. Lift up your head. Don't be afraid. Now let us. They done went to sleep on me on the wall. Maybe bring it out. We need to sit them on the other side. I don't know what's wrong with that praise team. They're mentally ill. Here I am singing old songs. They sitting there in their phone. Yeah, I'm on live. They in their phone. So maybe I need a new praise team next Sunday. I want a praise team that's in tune with the service and not chilling. I tell you what, all y'all that sit down, get out. Go on, leave out that way. If you're going to stay seated, leave out. If you're going to stay seated, leave out. That's what I tell you. That's what I do. Sister Luck, excuse me. I'm trying to talk to them. Now, if y'all going to stay seated, leave out. Please. I come to have church. I don't deal with attitudes and laziness because y'all stand up for parties. Y'all party all night. When you come to church, you're going to have church in here. You won't be chilling in here. All of y'all come in working. You know you got a job to do and you bring your feelings in here. The devil is a lie. We don't need you. It's all about God, not you. Back to the one.
Okay. We've all been in church. I know I'm in my phone. You know, a lot of us are in our phones. We actually do a lot of things. We text. Sometimes the band members, we're getting information from our minister of music. She's telling us things to do. Our praise leader is telling us sometimes what to play, what's coming up, what song is coming up, what song he may do. That happens, you know, and sometimes the band members, we're texting each other, hey, whatever. And sometimes it'd rather be text than in the mic because sometimes, you know, band members say some wild stuff. So when he's singing and they're texting, I guess he got upset or whatever. Now, having been at this church, this is just how they are. You know, they real blunt, direct, whatever. So I don't really feel like, personally with this one, it was sent to me like, okay, you got to check this out. Did I take it? I think it was a little, we kind of teeter on that edge of abuse sometimes because the way you come at people, the way you say things, I don't disagree. You know, you came to church, it's kind of disrespectful. We all supposed to be in worshiping and you on your phone or doing, especially if you're on a praise team, you know, when y'all up, y'all want everybody to stand up for you. How dare you when he's singing and everybody else is clapping, now all of a sudden you don't want to, you know, you don't want to sing or anything. So to me, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I think it was teetering on abuse because you kept going and you knew it was live and it was kind of embarrassing. That and here's the thing, because they didn't have a mic to talk back and they couldn't explain what was going on, they didn't have no voice. That's when it's teetering on abuse. It's bullying. But I don't disagree with what happened. I mean, we are there to praise, we are there to worship. So, I mean, I don't know. The get out part on TV, on live, I don't know. I think that's where it started to make me cringe a little bit. Because if that was me, I probably would have left. But see, you in the catch-22. If you stand up, you gave in. If you don't, you're going to get excoriated when you get outside. So I don't know. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. I mean, I agree with him. What up, Larry? What up, man? I agree. I agree with you. You gotta, if you're on your phone, you can be, I mean, all of us do it. Musicians do it, singers do it, pastors do it, preachers do it. And most of them, I don't remember when I was there. When I was there, the full service, he was in, I believe. I don't think he stayed out. But some of these pastors don't come out until it's almost time for them to go up. So it's kind of, we don't get to see what you're doing when you up. I mean, I know you probably praying and preparing, but at the very end of the day, if they were on their phone, to me, I can see it both ways. I just don't like the over the mic, the pulpit in front of everybody on stage. I just think that that's a belittling, whatever. That's making them feel this small. And you can kind of open the door up for some confrontation when you do that. That's just me. Tell me what you think. We don't play our phone. Okay, she says cell phones. Hey, Tammy, whammy. Cell phones have been a problem in the Black church for a long time. I believe so. But is it wrong to use your cell phone in church? That's the question. Is it wrong to use your cell phone in church? Because a lot of us use our cell phones. I know I use mine. I know musicians use theirs, pastors use theirs. So at what point is it acceptable to use the cell phone? And forget the cell phone. Was it appropriate to address them like that and put them on blast? That's what I want to know. Reminds me of Karn. Nah, I don't know about that. But the difference in there to do, most people are. I don't think, and I don't. See, this is where the battle with me and organized church goes. Because I just think people should come to fellowship. If they want to come and just be there, the fact that they're there, I mean, we can't force people to do that. Only in our church do that happen. You got to give up to them. Stand up, put your feet up. Stand up, put your feet up. Stand up, put your feet up. Come on. Wait a minute. I'm going to get it together. Hold on. It's coming. Where you at? I think Carlton did a great thing when he made this up. I'm going to put this volume up. Where y'all ready? Here we go. Where are you at? The band. Y'all, I'll pull up my phone. Come on. Lift your hands to them. Yeah. I mean, all that only happens in our church. Seriously. And our church is where it happens. I'm just saying. Yeah, I got my whoop triggers. I'm trying to find a special. There we go. Come on, lift your hands up. Put your hands up. Y'all give up too soon. Yeah. Lift your hands. That's what we do. But that's what we do. That's what we know in church. It's the pumping and the priming and the pumping and the priming and the pumping and priming. So if you kind of just trying to chill, you on your phone or whatever, sometimes you need that mental break. But if they're not praising, sometimes you just let them go. If it's real, it'll hit them and it'll knock them off their phone. They'll be like, oh. And then you just get the towel, you cover them. I don't know. What are you saying, Susan? Praising had to be in service. Yeah, I don't know. I just think I think the safe place will be right here. This is the safe place for me. I get what happens. As a pastor, you got to set order. They should be there to worship. They shouldn't be on their phones, especially if they are praise leaders, which are praise and worship. They're praise leaders. They got to lead by example. I get that. You got to lead. At the same time, my only gripe was how it was done. Like y'all don't like Kevin Samuels. We're going to get to that. It's how it was done for me. It was the public display. It was the whole thing. You didn't have to go the whole mile for me. For me, it was just a bit much. No, I wish a usher would. I wish a usher would come to me. Come to me, hey, put your phone down.
Nigga, please.
I'm not putting my phone away. Now, that ain't gonna happen. I mean, before that happened, I'll leave. Before that happened, I'll leave. I'm just saying. So I think most of you are saying it was a bit much. And I think majority of you are, and I'm not in disagreement with you when you say that they should not be on their phone. They should be in tune with the service, quote unquote, in tune with the service. I agree with you. I agree with you there. I think, I don't know what we could do, because when I look in the audience where I'm sitting, it's a lot of this going on. It's a lot of this, even from preachers. This is what you see. And then they look up and they hear. And see, if they doing this, that mean they scrolling. That mean they on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? That mean they on Facebook. Now, if they, sometimes, like I said, the way our service is, our ministers sit on the other side. So, and even bishops sometimes text us and say, hey, I'm doing this song, be ready. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I just, that's why I'm at with it. Seriously. Let me see y'all comments. That's just it, Just get out. I agree, but who gonna kick them out? Who gonna check them? Who's gonna check these people? So when you want them to get out the church, what you gonna do? You gonna kick them out because they on their phone? You gonna do what he did? Eventually, somebody gonna pull your coattail. Eventually, it's gonna turn into a situation. Why not just let God deal with them? I mean, we always say that anyway. Why don't you hold your peace? Let the Lord fight your battle. I mean, is this not the time? Let God deal with them. If they want to be on their phone, you just continue to do what you're going to do and let God deal with them. I mean, could that not be an option? Am I wrong for that? I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying with that. That's all I'm just saying. I don't know. Let's move on. We'll come back to that if we need to. Now, y'all know I can always count on Derek Jackson to post the dumbest things in the world. But this one right here, I have never seen anything this dumb, and we're going to deal with this right now. Y'all see what this said? Let me move this scroll. Move out the way for a second, scroller. Look at this. Y'all reading this? Making a girl believe that you like her just so you can have sex with her should be classified as sexual assault, but no one's ready to have that conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, I submit to you the doofus of the week. In what world? See, this is when it's getting out of hand. This happens on Derek, and the problem was there were a lot of women on there that agreed with this. There were a lot of women that agreed with this statement, that if a man likes you and y'all have sex and he didn't really, and I mean, that was stupid anyway, because if he liked you, why would he have sex with somebody he doesn't like? He at least found you physically attractive if he having sex with you. But to say it should be sexual assault, is that not dumb? No, Derek didn't say that, but I can always count on his gems. When I want the doofus of the week, and I can wait until Sunday at 4:59 p.m. when I'm really, really in here making sure, at least trying to make sure everything's working, right? I can always count on to go to his page and find something dumb. And this one took the cake. I've never seen anything like this in my life. I mean, what y'all think about this? Should it be sexual assault if a man has sex with a woman and let's just say he didn't intend to be in a relationship with her? Should that be sexual assault? Which means he should go to jail for 5 to maybe 15, 20 years. You are basically saying consensual sex right now is punishable by 5 to maybe 20 years, depending on what state you're in. That's dumb. Because if that's the case, men and women would be in jail because, number one, is it considering what? Is it fraud or stealing if a woman only, because I've heard that I'm only going out, it's a free meal, or he buy me gifts or whatever. You never intend on being with him. You never intend on giving him sex. So you just taking gifts from him. Is that considered stealing? I don't understand and like I said, the painful thing for me is seeing women agreeing with it. Yeah, that's right. He should. I'm like, is this where we at right now? Are we this disconnected between men, particularly black men and black women? Are we this far apart where now men should go to jail for having sex with a consensual partner because he didn't really want to be with her beyond that? Listen, you cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. So anyway, when I was early this week, I was strolling, and I'm always, trying to interact with people. And I'm finding myself in a lot of relationship groups, even though I'm not even, in that, whatever, looking or anything like that. I'm not in the hunt. But I find myself in relationship groups, and people, they ask me what I think. And I'm in these groups, I give what I think sometimes when they ask, and sometimes even when they don't. So I saw a post, but her name is Lori Lee. I'm not sure if she's here yet, but she commented on a post that I will show to you right now. Let me see what you think. So grammar is grammar is bad right now. Trina, I'm glad you're here because, we going to get on some stuff. I have a question. Why, this made my head hurt. Why do men not ever approach women nowadays that much anymore, or not go after a woman's heart that much anymore? Okay, let me read that again. I have a question. Why do men not ever approach women nowadays much anymore, or not go after a woman's heart that much anymore? This is the topic, y'all. Because I would honestly say, I will give you two. Now, I'm coming from a man's perspective. Since it was directed towards men, I'm going, and please, disclaimer, I should have had this in the scroll bar, and I'll put the scroll bar back up. Please don't take this personal. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give this to you in direct terms. Okay? Now, ladies, do you want to be right, or do you want to hear the truth? Because if you just rather be right, then we can end this. We can call the benediction. I can play some praise and worship music on whoop triggers, and we can dismiss. I have Tammy dismiss the service. But if we're not, then you want to hear the two reasons. I got two reasons, two main reasons. There are many reasons, but it's two main reasons. Let me exclude one. Number one, if you are a pretty woman, you think you pretty, I've heard a lot that women say men are intimidated by you. That's not true. Men are never intimidated by you. We're not intimidated by your beauty. Their intimidation is a form of fear. And the only thing a man should be fearing is another man that he think can beat his tail. We're not fearing you. The worst thing you can do is say no. We don't like rejection, but we don't fear rejection. That's not true. That's not true. So let's eliminate the intimidate. They're not intimidated by you. So why don't they approach you in that way? Why they act like they're intimidated? No, they see you. Like if you are a really, really beautiful woman, or they can see the class, they can see your purse, they can see all that. We know what we make. And we would think to ourselves, man, I don't know if I can afford that. I don't know if she high maintenance or whatever. We know our pockets. I ain't nowhere in the world I could get with Beyonce because I can't afford that. So I'm happy right where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I'm happy where I'm at. But if I was trying to go for Beyonce, I would think she going from Jay-Z to me. She going from a multi-billionaire to just somebody with a couple of engineering degrees. You see what I'm saying? It's not the same. It's not lacking. I'm not struggling-ish. But I got everyday working man, middle class problems. Jay-Z doesn't have those problems. So she would have to come from there to me. And I'm thinking that lifestyle she used to live in, I can't afford that. So that is the reason why no matter what I see her, but I ain't trying to approach her because I can't. The most I could do is give her is something she already had from Jay-Z and ain't no telling who else. So I'm not. And women typically go for men that make, like when they successful, they go for men that make what they make or more. Like Izzy, whatever that chick name is, she wants a man that makes what she makes or more. Good luck with that, but that's what she wants. She's entitled to want what she wants. Okay. But that's what I'm saying. I don't make 10 million. I'm not worth 10 million. So I probably wouldn't go after Izzo. She's safe anyway, but there you go. Women typically go for that kind of man. So it's not that we intimidated. So why don't they approach you, ladies? Why? Why don't they approach you? Why when you see a man and you think you look your best, he doesn't approach you? It's two reasons. Number one, let's get this out the way. Number one, some of you, not all of you, when we see you, we look and we like what we see. We like, she look nice. You see us looking at you and we get this. Your mean, scouring look, you're not approachable in that regard. Because now when we see you frowning, you got this part sticking up, or you acting a certain way, we're not going to approach you because we think that's trouble. Now, exclude all the Rays, Raekwon, Daquans, and Raquilius, and all of those dudes. Those dudes don't count. I'm talking about dudes, master degrees, bachelor degrees, successful businessmen without no degrees. Those dudes, not the scallywags. I'm talking about the successful dudes, the dudes that can realistically take care of you and provide for a family. Okay, so these the dudes. So let's eliminate all those other ones. We're gonna get to them second, but let's talk about the professionals here. The men who work 40 hours a week, the men who could right now provide for you and a family. Okay, those are the men we talking about. Forget everybody else. They will see you and see you scouring and frowning and mean and the way you act, the way you carry yourself, and look and say that's drama, that's attitude. I don't want to deal with that. And that's why they won't approach you. They'll look. And if they do approach you, it's not long-term that they're looking for. That's not what they're looking for. They're not looking for attitudes. They're not looking for that. So they won't approach you. So the real question is why the men you won't approach you. That's one of the reasons. Are you smiling? So let me say, here's the thing. If you smile at them, you can smile. If you see a man checking you out, and you give him just a little bit of smile of pleasure, or not pleasure, but letting him know, hey, I see you checking me out. He's going to approach you. He's going to come, making himself known. Assuming he was just, like some dudes they take in and they just admire you and they keep going. Not those dudes. The dudes that are single and looking, they will come to you and be like, hey, I noticed you. Hey, how are you? What's your name? They will come and talk to you. But if you're scouring, they won't. So if you make yourself approachable and smiling, they will come to you. Waiting on the big girl train to land on the platform. Oh, Lord. I'm looking at your fairy tales do happen. No, they don't. Hey, Limitless. So that's one of the reasons. Now, the second reason, and I'm about to make some of you mad, and I don't. I want you to get the results that you want. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to be out here living in a fairy tale land thinking that what you're doing is working and it's not. I'm going to give you a male perspective. So you may not like it, it may sting a little bit, but in the end, I ain't seen 40 hours in ages. When I was in the market, I would be super selective. You'll be super selective. I know you would be, LeBaron. I know you would be. And you ain't worked 40 hours, but I work over that. To be honest with you, I work where where I work, and then I do other things because I got other things. I got other aspirations. I got other things that I want to do. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to constantly progress. So I may work 40 hours. I may work 50 hours. I may work 60 hours. I'm always doing something. The point is, those kinds of men, those men that are successful, if you own a business, sometimes you may not work that much. Sometimes you will. But the point is, those successful men, they are not looking for the attitudes. They're not. Now, well, there you go. You're a hustler, though. You always into something. That's what I'm saying. You always into something. So you definitely would be in that market. But you would be picky because the person that you want, we're going to get to that. Now, the next reason The next reason why men are not approaching you, ladies, you ready, is because they don't like what they see. That's the blatant point. What do you mean they don't like what you see? I keep telling you, every time you leave the house, every time you run up the street, every time you go in a place where other people will see you, you could possibly be seeing him. He could see you. Who is he? The one that you want could see you. When he sees you, what is he going to see? Is he going to see you at least halfway your best? Now, I found a little charm in your natural. You know, your natural skin, your natural face. I would rather see that first than see you beat up. Like on Instagram, they got this new thing. Well, I don't know if it's new. What up, Alex? They got this new thing where they show the girl, she dancing, she doing her thing, and then the thing will come up and then she got all made up. That's fine because you get to see the natural and then you get to see what they do on makeup. Now, having said that, if you are a 3, I don't like to rank women, but they do in the fashion industry. We might as well do it for the sake of the argument. If you're a 3, when you put on that makeup, if you're a 7, that's transformation. That's transmorgification. That's not necessarily enhancing. Makeup is supposed to enhance, which means if you're a 3, it's supposed to push you to like a 4, maybe a 5. It's not supposed to take you from a 3 to a 7. That's changed to totally what you are. But I like when you come out in your natural. Most men on my level and higher like it when you come out in your natural because we get to see what we may wake up to. Woo, 112 hours a week, girl. You killing yourself. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I don't know how you do that. I'll be dead. I'm serious. I'll be dead tired now. But anyway, it is a problem going on, especially in the church. Y'all not gonna like it. But a lot of men, there's a study that was done recently. Y'all ready? Over 90% of men that are professionals, that have professional degrees or that have advanced degrees or they're making above a certain tax bracket, over 90% of them don't prefer a big woman. They don't. They don't prefer a big woman. This man ain't one of them. I don't prefer it, but I'm okay with it. But they don't want it. And that's okay because y'all don't want a broke man. Remember? Y'all don't want a broke man. Y'all like these men that can provide for you and the family. Well, these men don't like it. So why don't they like big women? Because the study has shown that they trend towards slim women. That's what they like. I don't know why. I do know why, and I'll share it to you. The reason why is because they don't benefit from your degree. They don't benefit from your money. If they got to pay all the bills, how does your money benefit them? Last week, I just posted the game said he allowed you to stack your money up. So how does this benefit him? So you have to bring something to the table that he wants. I hate that. Bring something to the table. No, you have to present him with something that he wants. And if he sees you and you, now, man, if you are a full figure woman, but you got curves, we can work with that. Some men love it. But that 10% of men, that 20% of men, 30% of men that don't have a college degree or don't have high school, they love it. But the ones that you want that can provide for a family in the upper middle class, they don't like it. That's the studies. I don't make the rules. I know you mad. This ain't me. Be mad at the study. You can't be mad at men for wanting what they want. And so when they see you and they see you not really appealing to them in that way. And that's not their fault. That's not a man's fault. It's because here's the thing. If a man needs to go out and make money so he can provide for his family, he's done the work. He's sacrificed. He's put everything aside to build up wealth or to build up a position where he can be able to take care of you and children. So why wouldn't you put yourself in a position to be seen by that type of man? I'm not talking about the average man. You want to talk about those men, you pretty much shun them. Not all of you, but some of you do. I've seen your posts. Broke man. And sometimes you got a few adverbs to go to describe that man. Broke A-word man, broke blank and blank man. And I've seen some of you like those posts. That's not right. I don't make the rules. That's not right, but it is what it is. And I feel like this guy is the reason why a lot of y'all, he go at him every day. I believe he's the most hated man on the internet right now. I don't care about you keeping me warm. That's why I got a blanket. I pay for heat. I don't need you to keep me warm. Keep me warm in a way that finds me where I can look at you and I'm physically attracted to you and I can produce heat between both of us. That's what they're saying. And see, the problem is y'all don't want to listen to those men that talk. Y'all want to say they fat shaming. Y'all want to say that. Men are allowed to have preferences too. You're allowed to have preferences. If you want to say, I don't want to be with a broke man, that's your preference. And I'm okay with that. As long as your preference, and if it's realistic, hey, I think you'll be fine. But if you want to say, no, you can't be broke, you got to have a long penis, you got to be a buff dude, you got to be 6'4", you got to be this, you got to be that, then everything you add to that man makes him have more options. And so now you got to get out the shower and look at yourself and say, okay, this man that I built, does he want me? And what work have I put in? We don't care. Them men don't care. Listen, I've heard it too many times. And it ain't just Kevin. See, everybody hate Kevin Samuels, and I understand that. But he ain't doing nothing but repeating what we've heard a lot of men say. And it's don't make a man shallow to like what he like. He likes what he likes. He likes what he likes. If he wants to drive a new car, that's what he likes. If he want a used car, that's what he likes. If he want a slim woman, that's what he likes. If he want a thick woman, that's what he likes. If he want a voluptuous woman or he wants a small frame woman, that's what he likes. You can't make him like what he likes. These men, they talk. And one thing they say, I don't want a big woman like that. Not unless she's had my children. Most women fall. Where's that statistic? I ain't seen that stat, sweetheart. Where's that? Man, mess around, start a fire with a skinny woman. I ain't seen it happen. It's a difference between being slim and skinny women. Some men love it. Some men love it. I would consider Beyonce to be slim. That's a slim woman. So is Kelly Rowland. So is Nia Long, not so much these days, but she's still a decent size. These men, they talk. They want what they want. They are the top 10% of men. They're not going to choose. They got options out here. So ask me this. Okay, let's say, for instance, you say, okay, well, he should overlook my size. Got it, ladies. Got it. What do you have outside of that you could present to a man making $150,000 plus a year that he can't do on his own? What do you have? Because at that, he's already said, I can provide for myself. I'm a surgeon. I don't need your support. I did this on my own. I don't need you to help me build. I got this on my own. What do you got? What are you going to do for me? Not the ones that help me build from the ground. Kudos to you. I'm talking about if you are in the market right now and you meet a man that's a doctor right now, and well, if he ain't attracted to you, he ain't going to really say much to you but hi. To be honest, that's what they're going to do. But assuming that he did, y'all had a conversation, what are you going to say? I can cook for you. I can go for myself. I'm good. Well, I can clean your house. I keep my house clean. I don't need that. What else do you have? These men that if you look right now, they're not going for older, bigger women. They're going for younger, smaller women. That's the real. So what are you going to do about it? Are you just going to say, well, I'm going to move on and this the man you want? Then you got to put in the work. That's why they're not approaching you. Let me see this. No, LeBaron. No, man, listen, I don't believe that. I do not believe that. There is no way. Men are not doing that. Men, when they see you first, they see you first. But then everything else follows. Now, you're talking about the average man. You're talking about average men. And the thing is, that's not, average men will go. Men like myself, I consider myself to be average. I'm not in the top 10%. If they getting skinny for $150,000, I feel sorry for them. Well, what's the alternative? What's the alternative? That is too funny to me. That's the alternative. Because if they go, okay, so you basically saying these skinny women can get $1 million. No, they can't get those kind of men because number one, they don't know where to meet them. They don't know where to meet them, LeBaron. You can jump on here. We can go. Bro, I'm beyond average. If you say so, I think you are. I know you, but if you say so, that don't matter. You won. Now present the other 30, 40% that you think want that. At that age, only 10% of men make that kind of money anyway. 150,000 up. You know the statistics among black people, black men. 4% make that actually, 4 and up. So who's considered average man? One that makes less than 150? No, one that makes 100,000 less who's considered average. Upper middle class, average, in between that 30 and up, that range, that's average. Average dudes, average earners. 40,000 is the average. $40,000 is the average. Culture is culture is. But now we describe what it is. So are we going to conform to it? The thing is, and I agree with you, but like I've told you numerous times, it's what it should be, and then it's what it is. But we don't live in a should-be society. We live in what it is. I'm going to send you the link. Can they manage it, though? Can they manage what? The money? Those, I'm pretty sure they can. What, you saying you can manage their money? That's why they hire accountants. Let me send you this link, LeBaron. Hold on. I'm about to send LeBaron the link. Hold on. Because this is getting heated. Here comes the link, LeBaron. Anybody else want to jump on here? Hold on. That's the link, LeBaron. Hold on, let me pin it. All right. That's the link, LeBaron. Come on here. Come on here. Let me see. I'm looking. You looking for that 10%? Okay, so 10%. Then you have to look that part. Because they not, like I said, that 10% is not interested in what you make. They don't care about your degrees. They don't care because they already decided that, or they know that they are expected to pay all the bills. They know they ought to pay the bills. So now you want to be an at-home mom or you want to work. I mean, your job don't mean nothing to them. It doesn't contribute to them. So now what? What do you have? I don't go looking at your page or anything, so I don't know what you look like or anything like that. And I don't care because I'm not that kind of person. We'd be cool, but if you feel like you in that, then my question would be, you looking for the 10%? Is the 10% looking for you? Have you found the man that's in that 10% yet? Are they in your inbox? Usually what's in your inbox is what you can pull. Believe it or not, what's in your inbox, those are the kind of men that are interested in you. Those are the kind of men. And now, some of you saying, well, I could get any man that I want, but you leaving out one word.
Smash.
That's the word. You can get any man to smash. But I'm not talking about smashing. I'm talking about women settle all the time, and so do men. Men settle. When they look at their woman, they can roll over twice. They talking. Like I said, not this person. I'm speaking for them. They settle too. If you 5'5", weighing 300 pounds, they settling. Because that's not what when they walk out the door, they're not saying, I want somebody that large. And we can have this argument. We could go back and forth. But if the men would talk up, they would say this. And the thing is, when y'all come saying a man is broke, we go out and we try to earn, we try to do better. We go to school, we go to trade school, we become apprentices. We actually find ways to try to increase our earning potential. But when a man come telling you too big, or we don't like big women, now you come and try to say, oh, well, you tried now a conversation where you try to not force us, but you try to compel us to accept that. And that's not true. Women may settle, but men do too. It's the selling on both sides. Because a lot of times, the kind of men that I'm talking about, them men up in that upper level, them the men you want, but they not biting. And you keep shooting down the ones that's too short, too dark, too ugly, too fat. You shoot them down. Too broke. You look at his shoes, you look at his face. Oh, no, I don't want him. He bald or whatever. You heard he had a small penis. It don't matter. You settling. You feel like you settling. But now when you look at you, some of y'all, I mean, not all of y'all. I think I got some pretty friends, but there are some women out here that your expectations is a little bit too high, sweetheart. Women settle and complain And men do it too. Men do it too. Men settle. Men do settle. If I'm making a good money where I can take care of you and the family, and you not what I want, and you let yourself go, that's settling. And that's settling on both sides. But the average man will settle. The ones making 150, they're not gonna deal with you, so it don't matter. They're not gonna deal with you. They just not. They got better options than you. They got better options. I'm waiting on LeBaron because I wanted to show y'all something real quick. And I might listen. This ain't this person, but we can't go against the stats. 28,000 people were in this study, and it's crazy that 90% of professional men they don't prefer big women. So that's the 10%. So the men, and y'all say, well, men like them, but I ain't seeing them rushing you down the aisle. I'm talking about long term. I'm talking about marriage. That's what I'm talking about. And if you was with your husband and you got big over time, this don't count. This don't count for you. I'm talking about the ones that are in the market right now. Your value is decreased with that because they will take that into consideration. If I could get them younger, slimmer, and more fit, and they still, the thing is now that you've got me visually, now the conversation begins when I want to see if you can work with what I'm trying to do here. See, y'all under the impression that once we see the body, oh, we just go for that. No, not them. Now the rich dudes that can do it, that's why they got prenups. But the average higher income guys, not the super rich guys, they actually will have that conversation and see, okay, now we talking about how you complete me. But if I'm looking at you, you're not visually attractive, this conversation is about why they don't approach you. They just won't come up to you. Unless, of course, you one of those, because there's some big girls out here that got some rockings. On Instagram, you can see them. They thick to the mug, but they ain't got no problems. But I'm wondering, none of them got this on this finger. In the Caribbean, most men love fat women. Well, we're not in the Caribbean, sweetheart. I'm talking about straight Americans. And I agree. But here's the thing, but why is that even acceptable? I do wonder, why is that acceptable in our culture? Why is obesity acceptable when it brings about other diseases, heart disease, diabetes, and everything else? I mean, high blood pressure. Why is that acceptable for us? That shouldn't even be the norm. 80% of you are overweight like that. That's not the norm. Now, if you're working on it, you say, hey, I'm hitting this gym or whatever, I love you to death. Go do it, because while you doing that, I'm going to be finding ways to make us more money so we can be okay. Because we're doing work together. Where you at, LeBaron? You ain't here. Well, let's go. So I found this other video. Then I want y'all to see this thing. I want y'all to see. Now, big women have their season, skinny women have. You see, I don't. It depends. Big women, I'm sorry. If you don't want to get it together, that's going to be you. That's going to be you. For the man you want. Now, the average dudes, the dudes not making that money, the dudes that may need your help to make these bills, work together. Some of you don't mind that, and that's fine. Some of you don't mind that. This is not for you. I'm talking about those women that say, I want to be an at-home mom. I want to, I want him to pay all the bills and everything else. This is who I'm talking about. That's who I'm talking about. Now, the dudes that may need help, those 40,000, 50,000 a year people that may need help, hey, we're going to work this thing out with our family. Those dudes usually will be like, okay, because the same study showed that those men, they're fine with it. They, a lot of them was okay with it. They okay. Because they need, financially, they would need your help. So your degrees and everything else actually matters to them more than how you look on the outside. But make no mistake about it, if they could get the same you that's smaller and more fit, they would. And I pinned it, LeBaron. I'm going to text it to you. Hold on. Who is this texting me? Hold on. Here you go, LeBaron. Anybody else? Man, wait, quite a few of you texting me. Oh, Lord. I can't have all of y'all on there. Okay, LeBaron, I sent you the link. See if you got it again. Come on here. But I'm not, listen, I'm not trying to excoriate you. Again, this man here, I don't have a problem. No, when I go looking, I'm not looking for that, but I'm okay with it. If I was to marry a big woman, I would be okay. I would be okay. But these men, and y'all know it. First of all, they gonna cheat. Some of them gonna cheat on their skinny, fit woman. You know how they are. I don't even know why. To me, sometimes I'm baffled by some of these women. They want to go for the dudes with the flashy cars. They want to go for the dudes with the big houses. They want to go for the dude with the big money. That comes with the price. And often that price comes with, you're not going to be the only one. I never really understood that. Hey, what's up, Drew? So are you saying, oh, hold on, I'm trying to. So are you saying big women are dying in alarming rate? No. That's not, I didn't say that. We're not going to do that. Don't do the straw man. I know the straw man argument. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, when did it become acceptable for us to be obese and be okay with it when we know it can and most likely does lead to other diseases? No, I'm not saying they die at a larger rate. I'm sure the statistics that would show that people skinny die too. You can go outside and get hit by a bus. So that doesn't mean that, but we do know. We know that being obese, morbid obesity, and obesity does lead to other health issues. We do know that. That's what I'm saying. I do know the straw man attack. I sent it to you, LeBaron. Let me see what Sharon is saying. It's not what you prefer, then it means you're selling, right? No. And well, see, we make settling be such a bad word. When it's something that you not wanting, like I would like a new car. I would want a new car. But if I could get a car, a very nice car with high mileage. But see, I think, here, let me put it this way. I would want a nice Porsche. Lamborghini is my favorite car, by the way. But I see the price tag with Lamborghini. That's what I really want. But I got my car outside. That's what I bought. And I love that car. Does it mean I'm settling? It kind of means that, but I had to understand, I don't qualify for that Lamborghini. So even though that's what I wanted, I don't qualify for that Lamborghini. So I really qualified for the car that I got outside. So I can be upset all I want. I didn't make it. I didn't do what I needed to do to make myself qualified for the Lamborghini. I don't make that kind of money to get the Lamborghini. You see what I'm saying? So I don't really think it's that settling. I had to come to grips with what I can do, what I can afford, what's in my range. So if you shooting for a dude that's making in the top 10% of all men, you shooting for him, but you don't qualify for that man. And for one of the reasons we talking about now, there seems to be a debate. I put it up, man. What up? I put it up, man. I sent it to you and I text you. Hold on. Let me put it in here again. Here it is again. That's the link. I sent it. Here we go. I put the link again. Just click on it and come on here. Because I really want to go on. I really do. But I'm waiting for you a second. It's hard to know a well-balanced. I get what you're saying. But if you know, most men in that range, they're very blunt. Y'all don't like KS. And when I show the video, you can see it. And I'm going to break down piece by piece when I do the video. I'm waiting on LeBaron to give his points. But most of those men would tell you right then and there, I don't prefer a big woman. So you have an option. You have an option. And you say, I would want to lose weight. Don't lose weight. Listen, you're not losing weight for a man. You're losing weight to increase your value. You're losing weight so you can have more options. I'm trying to help you. If you losing the weight, you can have more options than you have now. And then you don't have to settle. You can pick and choose who you want to be with. But if you not losing weight, you not gonna have as many options, especially for those top 10% of men. You got options of the average, but y'all don't want them men that you know you got to help, that you got to pay half or more, sometimes more than significant bills, because he may be in between jobs. He may not have a job. Maybe he in a field that's not good no more. I mean, if you somewhere where they trying to phase out like coal mining and stuff like that, or back when the mill was really banging out here, the mill is still around, but it's not like it was when it was in the 80s. You see what I'm saying? So if you married a steel worker, he's trying to, put his life together. He lost his job, he laid off. You're gonna have to carry the bills. You don't want that. Y'all call him broke. He's a broke man, he's a scrub. Or y'all don't like lame dudes like me that can read and don't really like to go to clubs and stuff like that. I'm lame. Y'all would toss us to the side, but you would go after those men because they have flashy, they got the nice cars, they got the nice house. But do you qualify for them? People need to stop settling. I agree. People need to stop settling, but you also need to know what you can pull. You know what you can pull, because you'll keep waiting for that Lamborghini. But that Lamborghini ain't coming. The Lamborghini more than likely has seen you and didn't like what he saw. So really what you need to do is take a step back and say, wait a minute, where do I qualify? Men are visual. We see you first. You got people on here saying that's shallow. I don't care. We see you first. We see you first. And right after we see you, then the conversation happens. If that's not what you want, then leave it alone. I agree. But they don't come for you. That's the thing. There ain't nothing to leave alone. They not approaching you. The topic is, why don't men approach you? They're not approaching you because they don't want it. There's no leaving alone to be done. They don't see you. They walk right by you. They don't really want to have anything to do with you. And really, you have nobody to blame but you in that regard. I mean, I'm being honest with you, and I know I'm not trying to come across real harsh, but y'all don't pull no punches with us. You broke. That's why she ain't looking at you. Men know that. See, the thing is, men, we have accepted that. We have accepted that our value increases once we make more money. Biggie, Smalls, I can name them. Sean Carter, what's that boy name with the titties? Rick Ross, all whatever. They know they not attractive men, but they know they got that bag, and they can pull a whole lot of women based off of that. We understand that. I'm trying to get you to understand that your value increases with those type of men. Now, if you okay, if this is not you, then fine. But if you the kind of woman, you say, I want to be at home, I want him to pay all the bills, I want to be a home mom and everything else, this is one of the things that they look for. Yeah, I said the man with the titties. I said the man with the titties. I said what I said. I said what I said. I did the Salt Bay. That's Rick Ross. I don't know what LeBaron is. But there was a conversation. If he jumps on, he jumps on. I'm going to get off really the scroll thing. Bye-bye scroll. Bye-bye limitless. Where you are. I know. He do got some big titties, y'all. I'm sorry. He do got some. The man got big titties. Okay, when he dancing, it's like my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're not and better than ding. I mean, y'all know, and that's the thing. But y'all okay with it. That's the thing. A man that big, Biggie Smalls was the same way. He had the double D's going on too, and he had those bras that they strap in the back. You got to do like that. Not the ones that do this. The one that come in the back. He had those, but they didn't care. He was able to pull Faith Evans when she was in her good days. He was able to listen. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Hold on. He was able to pull her. He was able to pull her and all of that. Why? Because they understood Flavor Flav, Lil Wayne. Do I need to keep going on and on? These are not attractive dudes, but they rich. They got money. They are never hurt for finding a wife. They're never hurt for finding a woman, because they understood that with the bag, that's what a lot of women find desirable. In the same study, I said this. Majority of the women that make a decent amount of money want a man that make what they make or more. They are more interested, and 20-some% of those women didn't care about how a man looked. They didn't really, physical features didn't really matter that much to them. Now, they didn't talk about penis size, but we can talk about that. That's another live later on. No, I'm only going by the figures. I don't deal in generalizations. I don't. When I say majority, then it's the majority. But the women in that. So only thing you got to do, what do you say, is get rich and. Well, no, I wouldn't. Well, it's gonna be hard for us to get rich, but yeah, the more money you make, the more options you will have. That I'm not gonna lie to you. You know that to be true. You get a good when you get your bag. Give me my 10% for putting you onto this. By the way, but make sure after you do that, you'll see. Drive with your new car with the rims flashing. Get out with your nice little suit. Watch all the women look at you. Now, come with your worst haircut. Come with your worst haircut, man. Have a makeup artist put pimples all on your face. They still gonna come, bro. Wait, let me see. I don't see anybody. Hold on. Oh, here he is. Okay. Come on.
And I'm sitting here all this time, and you going on and on and on and on with this stuff. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, bro. How
I
you
said,
doing?
I'm going on and on and on. You going on and on and on. I've been back here. All right.
Oh, I just not see your what you call it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
All right. Look. All right. Because people kill me with these. What do they call them? What did you say? It was a study.
Yeah, it was a study.
Okay, I want to know who they study. What type of men they study? Were these self-made men? What age bracket they were in?
18 to 75.
18 to 75.
Yeah.
What was the percentage
in Orange County,
of what?
California?
And okay, right. So what was the percentage of what? All right, and then California. There's so many places I can go with this, right? Because
pick one.
There's a certain man that after he evolves to a certain age, it's like certain things don't matter no more. Okay, and if he's a self-made man and he is doing something like building an empire or whatever else, okay, because you got the entrepreneurial man, then you got the hardworking man. There's several different types of men that you're talking about. So you cannot do a broad study like that because to somebody like me, size don't matter. Looks are depending on it's really what you bring to the table at that point. Especially when you get it's especially when you get like when you get to a certain place where you're trying to protect your income and you're trying to start a legacy, the most important thing to you as a man is your legacy. It's not about the money. It's about your legacy and what you're able to leave behind and how well your mate can protect that with you.
Okay.
All that other shallow stuff, that's for that that's for that 19 to I would say 25, maybe 30-year-old man.
I would agree with you, but here's where you're wrong. Time and time again, if you look, it's a lot of men. When men get divorced from their woman, even the rich ones, when they marry again, what do their wives look like?
Look.
When they marry again, what do their wives look like?
Listen, hold on.
No. When they marry again, what do their wives look like?
Hold on.
Are we talking about or are they younger?
Are we talking about the celebrity man or are we talking about the real man?
Businessman, period. Any when you look in the magazines, when you look at Forbes, when you look at Ebony, when you look at any magazine, when you see them around, when I go around, when places that I go, I was in Washington, D.C. a few years ago. I saw them. So what do you think their wives look like?
You're talking about the portrayed man. That man that they portray in Ebony, that man that they portray that's perfect for the pictures is not the man, okay, that I talk to on a regular basis, and I talk to a lot of people that are in the same atmosphere that I'm in.
I'm talking. I talk to the same amount of people that are generating business and things of that nature, right? And that's not the case. That's not the broad case. I'm just sorry, it's not.
So, okay. So the men that you hang around, let me ask you a question. Are they married?
Most of them are, yes.
Yeah. How long have they been married?
Some of them as long as I've been married.
Then those, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the men that's on the market now. I'm not talking about the men that's married. Of course, the men that's married. Look at Denzel Washington. Look at his wife. So people will look at his wife, and people have used her as an example. He's been with her 20 some years, longer than that. Look at Idris. I mean, not Idris. It's a couple of guys. Was it Morris Chestnut? Another celebrity that everybody knows and all the women gawk at. They see his wife and they say, "Oh, whatever." No, they've been married a long time. Those men don't count. I'm talking about the men that's in the market right now. Those men, they go after a certain kind of women. You know that. They
But see,
don't
you
go
got to
looking
you
for
you
a woman that's like that. I
you
mean,
got to you're
listen.
running that. That's loosely saying it, okay? Because number one, the younger man now, okay. How should I say it? Is a loose definition of a man.
What?
Uh, I'm
Why
just
is he a loose definition of a man? What does that
because
mean?
because hold on, you're making me come out my jacket. I was only supposed
Yeah,
to be
come
here
on out that
for a minute.
jacket. Come
I'm
on
only
out
supposed
that
to be here
jacket.
for a couple of minutes. I need to get home. But look, what I'm saying is the definition of a man has evolved. Okay, it has evolved, and not for the greater good. I'm sorry. And if anybody, I don't care what you put up there. If anybody want to argue this, look, anybody want to argue this with me, hey, they can argue it with me. But it has evolved because these guys are more emotional, more temperamental than ever, right? Because I, from our age bracket, right? You had to earn the definition of being a man in the first place, okay? And you earn that from your work ethic, everything else. You don't just because you're above the age of 18 does not make you a man. All
We
right.
know that.
Okay. So the thing is you're saying today's man, but all of our marriage rates and everything are dropping drastically.
1 out of 4. 1 out of 4 women will be married. We understand that.
Exactly.
And why you think that is? Because I've
Because,
said this
because a
before.
lot of men are falling for this garbage that's
Here we
being
go.
built on the internet.
If you rewind, what did I say before? I said there's a world that it should be, and then there's the world that it is. Now, do we live in a make-believe should be world, or do we live in the real world? Because we can talk about this, and now, okay, now that you say it, okay, men haven't learned or whatever, I won't debate that. We do know we dealing with a different kind, but the kind of men I'm talking about are in their 40s, some are in their 50s. You know what I'm saying? Late 30s, 40s, 50s. You don't really start to make that kind of money until you are in that age. We all know that. 24, 25-year-olds, the only way they're making that money is if they're in the NBA or they some kind of other entertainer. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not talking about the young mad men. The men that you talking about, they're married. The men that I've come across in my life, right? And you know I've met them in my other line of work, right? I come across a lot of them. From every tax bracket, I meet them, right? They're saying the same thing. When they looking for a woman, they need to be physically attracted to her. A man's gonna like what he like. A woman's gonna like what she likes.
Dude,
Why should they be penalized for liking what they like? Why should they be given names for liking what they like? People like what they like. They're attracted to what they're attracted to. I would never marry a woman I'm not attracted to just because I feel like I'm doing a greater good. That doesn't make any sense. I need to be married to somebody that I'm physically attracted to, that I'm mentally attracted to after physically, then spiritually attached to her. And those two things will eventually supersede that first one. But if that first one not in order, it's not going to make it to the last two. That's what I'm saying. So we can go back and say, oh, well, these men are shallow. They not raised. We don't know that. We don't know if they provide for their family. We don't know if they good men. They just have a preference. They don't
providing for
want
what
a big
family? They ain't
woman.
got one yet.
What you mean?
They ain't got one yet.
They
Providing for
probably
what
ain't got
family?
one right now because 80% of them are big. That's why they got a certain women got a certain man. I think if I ask even Tony is real cool. Tony's super cool. Probably one of the coolest people I've ever met in life, right? If I asked her for her special type, she would give me a rundown. She's she could give me a rundown of the kind of man that she like, right? She
Okay.
could give me the rundown. That's what
Okay.
she likes. I'm not gonna get on there and beat on her and say, oh, well, you wrong for this. You should like a broke dude that's living in his mama basement because you can build him up. No, she gonna be like, is you crazy? I don't want that. No woman wants a man that's living at home being the man king on his grandma's basement. So she's allowed to. The thing is, so if you see a man living on his grandma's basement, eating M&Ms and pork rinds, and not really trying to get a job, right? You got daughters? Would you let your daughter date a man that's living off his mama and eating pork rinds in the basement?
That ain't a man.
Would you?
That ain't a
That
man.
ain't a man. So, but if he see now, when you see your
We're
daughters,
talking
you have
man.
very beautiful daughters, and your daughters are excelling, right? You would make sure if your daughter, if you saw a man that would say, hey, I like your daughter and I want to take her out, your daughter come down the steps, ain't you going, as her father, you going to check her out and say, hey, wait a minute, you can't wear that, you need to wear something else. Would you make sure that she look presentable to that man?
Definitely.
So why? Because you know when he see her, he going to want to see that beauty that he saw from afar. That's all I'm saying. But if it's not what that man wants, because your daughters ain't that, you have beautiful daughters. So if your daughter was not, satisfactory to them, is that man's fault?
Wait. Say that one more time.
If your daughters, say for instance, you daughter, because I know you want your daughters to be successful, even if that means marrying a successful man, right? If that man didn't find your daughter attractive because of something she could change, let me say that. Would you tell her you need to work on that so you can make yourself presentable to the next man that come along?
No, I wouldn't.
Or would you just let her just be
I
whatever?
wouldn't. I wouldn't. For the simple fact of this. Okay. I'm raising my daughter to be who she is. Okay. And I raised my daughter with the attributes that a woman should have. You know her mother. You know me, right?
Yeah.
So I raised them with the morals, the integrity, and the traditional upbringing that I came up with. Now, if there's a dude that calls himself interested in my daughter and he doesn't like her because of this, and this, then he wasn't the right dude. And I'm letting her know that he just wasn't the right dude for you.
Okay.
I am not going to make her. I'm not going to make her now, unless there was a character flaw in my daughter. And trust me, she's been my daughter for 18, 19 years. And I'm letting her know, hey, this ain't it. Hey, this ain't it. You see what I'm saying? Now,
I kind of see what you're saying, but I still, because it still goes back to the point. You wouldn't want your sons, and I got high admiration for one of them. You wouldn't want your son to be the Madden King. You wouldn't want him to be a bum because you ain't a bum, and
exactly.
his
Same
job
thing
is to
for my
protect.
daughter.
His job is to provide, right?
Exactly.
So why would you? So if a man's job, if what a woman likes from a man is to provide and protect, and he can't provide working and being the Madden King, so why would we accept our daughters not be presentable to the men that want? Because that's what a man that's providing. That's one of the things he likes.
But this is the thing. Thing is, D. I'm raising my daughters to be presentable at all times. You seen my daughters.
I see them.
You do. So I raised them to be presentable at all times. Or I've raised them to be a caliber of woman of what they are. Now, if there's a man out there, right, that doesn't want to take them for what they are, then hey, that's what it is. I'm not gonna let my daughter weigh that on her shoulders. I'm not gonna let some man define my that's asinine to let a man define my woman's, my daughter's level of who she is. Come on.
I think no, that's not okay. The subject is why will they approach you, right? That's what we're talking about. We don't know what they will be like. What I'm saying is those types of men, they're not going to approach you if they don't like what they see. Are we disagreeing on that?
And that's not the man for her. I am not going to.
But it doesn't make him a bad person. Doesn't make him a bad person. Doesn't make him a bad person. If he doesn't make him shallow, if he sees what he sees and he's just not attracted to it, doesn't make him a bad person. Doesn't make him shallow. So we should just go out and just go out with.
It all depends. That's all.
What?
That's all. It all depends. Because some guys, if it's just on looks, yes, it's shallow. I don't care. I would tell my son that. If it's only, I would tell my son that right now. If you have not taken the time, okay, to find out what makes this woman tick, if you haven't taken time to find out about this woman, and you purely, okay, only see it on appearance, yeah, that's a bit shallow. That's a bit shallow because that only goes for so far. That only goes for so long of your life, D. That only goes for so. A man evolves, okay, and as he evolves, as he gets older, certain things don't mean anything anymore. All right. So
we know that.
Okay. So the thing is I would let my son know right now. He can get a bad woman that's a perfect 100 body shape and everything, and she can't count to 5. Sorry, bro, you're gonna have problems financially. She can't cook. Sorry, bro, you're gonna have some problems. She can't do X, Y, Z. Sorry, bro, you're gonna have some problems. Now all of a sudden, that figure don't mean nothing. Because I'm sorry, if you become a man and you sick on your deathbed, you can care less what hourglass figure she got. You're gonna want to know what she can, how she can support you, or vice versa.
Okay. I get what you're saying, but if I'm walking in the mall, right, and there's me, and there's 100 women up in there, right, from all ranges, right, and I get to pick and choose, I'm gonna look. What woman catches my eye is the one I'm going to approach. Then we're talking about the other substance stuff. What I'm saying, the topic is, will a man approach you? Ain't no man on earth. I did this when I actually did this a long time ago where I asked men, how much does looks mean to you on first appearance? And majority, 74 to 80% of them said it does matter on first appearance. We all know that. It matters to every man with sense. Right away, we know we like what we see. Right after that, when we take you out or we have conversations, now they say, quote unquote, dating, the courting part. But there's no courting part without the first initial attraction. It has to be there. Ain't nobody walking around saying, oh, yeah, I'm just going to put on blinders and, hey, you're a woman, yeah.
So this is the realization. This is the realization, right? We living in 2021, okay? We living in 2021 where the woman that you see at first glance, 9 times out of 10 ain't the woman that you're going to wake up to.
We know that.
Let's be 100 with it, okay? Down from the hair, the nails, they got body shapers that give them an hourglass figure. So this is the thing.
Wait a minute. You know what?
The upper room.
I'll go.
But this is the thing, D, is I can only train my sons this, right? When my son gets to the point of courting a woman and things like this, my wife wasn't the when I first saw my wife, I wasn't thinking about my wife. I had actually no percentage of interest in my wife. What got me interested in my wife is when we took a trip, she became on a church trip, and we had a conversation. And our conversation is what stimulated me to seeing that this is the woman that I wanted and needed. It had nothing to do with appearance. Absolutely nothing.
Well, that's you. And that's an exception. But that's not everybody's testimony. That's not everybody's testimony. I think I can speak for a majority of men that wasn't their testimony. I mean, Love at First Sight, or it's too many songs. When I looked at you. I mean, it's nothing wrong.
That's only good for fairy tales. Look, that's only good for fairy tales. Let's get to the real of it. That's only good for fairy tales, love songs, and
Men
and
don't marry
Hollywood
women they're attracted to.
script.
So basically, what you're saying, men are not marrying women they're not attracted to. They should just go out and marry women that they're not attracted to, no matter what.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, okay, you can go on that appearance thing for so long, but at some point you're going to have a conversation. At some point, because let's face it, there's been too many marriages that have happened, okay, because someone was attractive. And guess how long they lasted? If we're going to go there, let's go there. How many marriages happened because of someone was attractive?
Okay, again, I'm not talking about that. I said the initial, what we see first. And then there's a conversation. That's the way it usually goes, bro. I mean, we like what we see. We see you. Hey, I noticed you from across the room. How are you? Or whatever. And you have a conversation with this woman that you found initially attractive. Nobody does that. Nobody, I mean, and it does happen where somebody, you said you wasn't thinking about her or whatever. I don't know if I would have said that, but I got what you said.
But that's what I'm saying, D, is there's a lot of circumstances that happen beyond the across the room circumstance. That's not the only way that you see a woman. You can, it can be someone that works with you, okay, and you're dealing with X, Y, and Z, and it's like, hey, I like the way she handles herself. Then you get deeper into conversation. It can be
that happens. Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. So
but that's not a majority. That's not even a high percentage. That happens, but not all the time. That don't happen often at all. Majority of us, and how many times do you work with a woman that you actually attracted to? That don't happen all the time. I'm talking about like if you are out. If you are out, say for instance, you weren't married, and me and you, we out somewhere doing work for one of your many many things that you into. And we somewhere and you see a woman, I mean, you gonna like her, you just gonna be like, nah, I'm just gonna toss her because I don't want her. I'm gonna wait till I talk to somebody else. No, you gonna see who you like what you see, bro. You know that. Let me read something to you. You ready? Go to 2 Samuel chapter 11, verse number 2. I'm gonna read it for you.
All right.
The New International Version. You ready? This is the Bible. One evening, David got up from his bed and walked around on the roof of the palace. From the roof, he saw a woman bathing. That woman was what? Very beautiful. And David sent someone to find out about her. That man said she is Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, whatever his name is, the weird name, and the wife of Uriah, the Hittite. Then David sent messages to get her. She came to him and they slept together. The Bible even showing you right here that they look and they see people who beautiful. That's what attracted to him. If he didn't, he was one, and he didn't.
Hold on. Did you just?
Yes, I did. I went all the way there. Now, come on. My point is, this goes all the way back through history. That men, when they like what they see, that's when they attracted to a woman. That goes all the way back, bro. That goes all the way back. This is not nothing new. We acting like this is something new. So, I'm not going.
So with your logical thing, okay. So let's get real.
But she was beautiful. She was beautiful. That's what the Bible says. She was beautiful. He saw her beauty.
Okay, so that's what the Bible say. All right, so let's get to the thick of it, right? So now, basically, what you're saying is, since you use that scripture, hey, man marries a woman. She got 4, 5 kids. She put on 100 pounds, and all of a sudden, he look out the corner of his eye and he see a Beyonce type fluttering her eyes at him. He cool. He need to go over there and get Beyonce. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, so don't use that scripture. That's what I'm saying.
That's not you took. What I'm saying is the part that I'm telling you is when he saw her, the Bible didn't say he wanted to get to know her. It didn't say he wanted to find out about her first. It didn't say he wanted to get to know her and make sure she was good for him on the deathbed. It said she was beautiful. That's what he
wasn't even supposed to be looking at her. So you can't use that.
That's not what I'm saying. Dude, the point is he saw her. She was beautiful. He didn't know who she was until he asked somebody. He didn't know who she was.
There's always going to be.
He saw what he saw.
There's always going to be someone, okay, more beautiful on a technical sense. Just
absolutely.
Always. That's just it. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm
Mhm.
saying that if that's what it's based on, if that's what it's based on, there's going to be problems in the first.
I'm just saying. My point is, and it's really just that simple. I mean, we can go and say it ain't right. We can do whatever. I think I can speak for a lot of people, women and men. You are attracted first by what you see. That's really honestly that's really how 90% of us got with whoever we with or whoever we dated. Then your ability to have conversation and to vet comes into play right after that. And that's when the other tangibles come into play. That's why relationships what don't work out.
Okay, so
Because
I'm
now
gonna
after I
say
saw that, now we just figured, but that happens even with chicks that you're not attracted to.
but
Because
I
sometimes you
guess
can get with that person who have higher expectations than you and they treat you like trash.
D, this is
It
what I'm
happens.
D, this is what I'm saying. We cannot use I don't like generalizations and blanket statements, right? And if we use a blanket statement that, and we tell, because we're talking to, you were making a statement about heavy set women and things like that.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, you cannot make those generalizations because those are generalizations. Those are
Generalizations. What do
generalizations.
you mean as generalizations?
Those are
That these men
generalizations.
said that they don't prefer a big woman. They don't find that attractive. That's
You
not a
know what,
general statement. That's what they said. That's
man?
what they feel, and they're allowed to feel that. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem when a woman says she don't prefer a broke man.
But
I don't have a problem with these people and their preferences. The only
but
difference
but
is
D,
we, when it comes to a woman not want to be a man, you yourself said you wouldn't want your daughter to be with a man that can't provide. You know, a man that's broke. Basically, that's the same thing. So why is it that they can have their preference and the men we are called shallow when we have ours? It's just the preference that they have. That's a
I don't
standard
I
that
don't
they
listen,
have.
I don't have a problem with the preference part. I agree with you with the preference part. What I am saying is this is that whatever study that you quoted, there it's too broad of a study without telling me what type of man, where this man is from, because there are so many different variables of men out there. And for you to use that as a broad statement, I, I can't buy into it because I know too many men that like thicker women personally.
Thicker. What man don't like thicker women? But it's a difference between thick and obese. It's a big difference. We know what thick. We can argue what thick is. I could probably post them. I can find them real
Exactly.
quick. But it's a difference between thick and big. What the problem is, it's been a skewed, blurred line because we got big women calling themselves thick. You are not thick. You're big, and that's okay if that's what you're okay with. But don't say it's not. It's a difference between thick and big. What's the difference? Thick women still have small waists. They just got thick, bigger, more voluptuous legs, and usually something else. But if you're a big woman, you're just a big woman. And like I said, some men, a lot of men, don't particularly care for it initially. That's not their preference, and that is okay. That's all I'm saying. They won't approach a woman that's not attractive to them, and that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons. I
So,
mean, we can
lady.
we can talk about what should and should not be.
So,
I'm here for it.
so,
But
lady.
I'm telling you, this is what they're saying, and
So,
it don't
lady.
matter what the
There are
study.
there are different men at different levels in their life. Okay, and as men grow older, there are some things that become important and some things that are not important.
Of course,
And most men, and I'm talking barbershop talk now,
go
most
ahead.
men want something that's real. At the end of the day, most men want something that's real.
They do.
So I'm just
And
going.
but they also want what they like. I want a car that can drive fast. That's real. But I still want that car to look good to me. I still want what I want. I still want my car. Somebody's trying to jump on here. Hold on, let me see who this is. Oh, they gone. You got to make yourself seen. I don't even know who you are. Okay. But yeah, that's all I'm saying. I just think that when a man get ready to approach a woman, especially a certain type of men, the average men, they tend to not care. They you know what I'm saying, they will go for it. But those kind of men that a lot of these women want to go for, they usually got a preference, and that's okay.
But
And
see,
it's not a big
and that's
deal.
the other thing that I don't agree with, because you're saying average man, right? I don't deem myself as an average man, right? I deem myself as
It don't matter what you think you are. It's
listen.
just matter what if you're not making $150,000 a year. That's what I'm saying. Those are the kind of men that they shoot for. They shoot for those kinds of men, making the doctors, the lawyers, those high price guys. Not us. That's just we trying to do our thing. We don't count. That's we can say what we not. I don't believe I'm average in mind and stature and ability and my mind. But the very end of the day, I don't make what Jay-Z makes. I don't make what Bill Gates makes. I don't even make what these senators and congressmen
You done
make.
went to the top of the spectrum. I mean,
Exactly, the 10%. That's what I'm talking about.
that's
I'm
not
talking
even a
about
10%, man. You just named 1%.
no, well, 10%. It's about 10. In our community, it's
What?
4% that
You
make
talking
that
about
high
Jay
and
Z
higher.
level money? That's
But
one.
no, that's definitely 1%. But what I'm saying is, even with the 150,000 plus a year, the doctors, the surgeons, the high price accountants, all those guys, they still have a preference. And if you look at what they look for, what they usually go for, they usually go for that type of woman that I'm describing. They usually do. You know that to be true. Look at their wives, man. When I go out of town, I'm going to Washington, D.C. soon. I'm going to take pictures and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about because we are going to some of that stuff. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about.
But
You-
what you're saying is validated by how much of a divorce rate?
huh?
What
Well,
you're
that's
saying?
across the board.
Oh, no, no, no,
You
no, no,
know,
no, 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 no,
we
no,
can
no.
talk divorce.
Listen, because what I'm trying to do is define the man that's going to be there and the man that because what you're saying, right, goes along with what type of divorce rate. I
Shoot,
rest my
I
case.
mean,
I'm
divorce
done.
rate is high in every tax
I'm
bracket,
done.
bro.
It
It really
right,
is.
right. And what I'm saying is, in every tax bracket, okay, and because I know some of these guys that's making 8 and 9 figures, and their wives don't look nothing like what you're describing
Where were they at when they got it? Were they with them before they got it or while they was building it?
while they got it.
Because when they get divorced, guess
While
what's
they
gonna happen?
while they got it, while they got it. And this is
Guess
what
what's
I'm
gonna
trying to
happen when they
say.
get who are these people? I mean, you got the exceptions to the rules. There are always exceptions. We know that. Who are these people? Come on, Elisha, what you got to say on it? What you got to say on it, bro?
You first of all, you know I'm with you, and I think so. So here's the thing: there's truth in what both are saying, right? And so I don't want to come on here and be like, well, that's why this is no, 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 no. There's truth in both sides, but I just came to help my brother because what you're saying is a fact. There are standards across the board. Now, how they play out is not a factor of the standard being true or false. It's still the standard. Now, sadly, in our generation, it's playing out in a very terrible way, but it has always been I'm going to go get what I see, right? That doesn't make it right or wrong. It doesn't. It's just a fact of life. Now you got my boy because he went and got David, and I don't know if David would have been the best choice in that
I got so
It
particular.
many
was
other
not.
scriptures though. I
It was
just I,
not.
But
I
I
just
give
thought
you an
that.
I give you another one just in his line of thinking that says, "Hey, this has forever been a thing." You got Jacob that gets to the well and he sees Rachel. He loves Rachel instantly based off of what he sees. Doesn't know her. Has no idea who she is. Has no idea where she comes from. Has no idea what she thinks like, how she manages money. But her father realizes, hey, and this is Bible. I ain't make this up. This is Bible. Her father realizes, hey, I've got a very beautiful daughter and I got an ugly one. I'm gonna marry off the ugly one first. I'm gonna trick him because ain't nobody else gonna come get her, right? And and
Mhm.
and and the truth of the matter is, in Leah deemed the ugly one, lies 10 out of the 12 tribes, right? A majority of his posterity comes from the person he deemed to be ugly. And so like it just is what it is. It just kind of is what it is. Those are just some of the things. I'm going to see first. And even when it, I'm yeah, you can get me in a minute, but even
I
when it
got
comes
you.
to your story, you were like, I wasn't thinking nothing about her at first. That's all we're trying to say. We ain't thinking nothing about it unless we see something that we want. I do agree. You can get stimulated in an area outside of a look, but it would take you having to be in that space with that person. If I see you at the mall, I'm probably never going to see you again. You'll probably never get the chance to stimulate my mind because
Right.
I'm not going to be in that space with you for us to even get to a place where I am stimulated. So that place that you were able to go with your wife, many people are not even going to get that opportunity because we're never going to be that close, right? Because I'm going to come at you once I see something that I like. So I'm just, it. What you're saying isn't wrong. It is the truth. However, it doesn't negate the fact that a woman wants to make sure that she is provided for and protected, and a man wants to make sure. I'm gonna make it personal. I need to know that when I tell you that you're beautiful, I'm not lying. I need to know that. I'm sorry. I just do. I gotta know that. I want to make sure that when I'm saying those things, I'm telling the truth. And I
Thank
think
you, Mika.
everybody is look. Go ahead.
No, I was telling Mika because that's the point that we're talking about.
Go
Mika
ahead.
said,
I'm listening.
but isn't ugly and beautiful subjective though?
It is
And it's
absolutely
totally
subjective.
exactly.
It is, and here's the thing: D might go to the mall and see something that he likes, and that's one thing, and I may go to the mall and see something that I like, and that's another. For me, I'm not really into the whole model thing or whatever the case may be. I take a little pudge. That's just me personal. I'm okay with that. I take a little.
I'm
I don't
playing
need
your
you.
prophetic music in the background.
Hey, it is what it is, man. I like what I like. You know what I'm saying? I take a little bit of because I'm not gonna say I want you thick, and then that's a part of what that comes with, and I want you to be slim and all. No. I'm good. I'm okay with a very natural body, a very beautiful face. That's what I like. But D might go to the mall, he sees something different, and that's what he likes. Somebody else go to the mall, they see something different, that's what they like.
No,
And
I'm
so
good.
it is
I like a
subjective, but
plain
I'm
face without
looking
all
for
the
what
makeup.
I'm looking
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, I got you. I like a plain face without all the makeup. I like regular hair. I don't really particularly care for weaves. I don't like them. I don't like bushy eyebrows that look like caterpillars. I don't like that. But I got. But having said that, no, I agree with Mecca. You do have. It's in the eye of the beholder. What
It is.
another man finds beautiful is not another man's beauty. But at the
So
same time, he still has what he likes. What he likes.
so let
That's my point.
let me clarify something because I don't want it to be taken the wrong way. When I said I wasn't thinking about my wife, it wasn't because I didn't think she was attractive. I I wasn't thinking about my wife because I wasn't thinking of her in that way. When I saw my wife, I saw her in a church service, and actually I thought she was older, and she held herself a lot older than what I thought she was. Right?
Yes, sir.
So she was in one of those churches where there was a lot of elderly people, so she held herself a certain way. Right? I didn't realize that she was on the same playing field as me until we had a conversation.
Yes, sir.
How
Right?
old were you?
How are you gonna make me do math? It was 20 years ago, 23 years
Okay.
ago.
So I could just without telling your age, I kind of know
I'm
you very
46.
young then. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got you.
right.
Okay.
So, and the thing is, so that's the thing. So I'm the type of guy like this, and there's plenty of guys like me, right? If I were to see a woman, right, on the street, and everybody else, she can have the baddest body in the world.
Sure.
But if she's showing it off to all the guys,
I
she
don't
just
want that.
my interest.
And
Yeah,
I'm
of
with you.
course, of
And I'm with
course.
You know what I'm
you.
saying?
Yeah,
And
we
I'm
don't
with you.
disagree on that. Yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. Those are the things I would much rather see someone else, right, that has like a modest look. That's what I was looking for,
Right.
right? Someone that was modest, someone that I can see the beauty in that person, right? And there's a lot of guys just like me. That's just, and honestly, in the mindset of guys like me, guys that I surround myself with, guess what? They're gonna think just like me. Birds of a feather do what?
Well,
So
I don't think
even
I
you
don't think we disagree in you. I just think
so
that,
so that's
Right.
what I'm
I think
saying.
yeah, right. I agree.
I don't think we disagree. I just
Right.
think that my point was simple. A lot of these guys, not us. See, we ain't in. We not on that level that I'm talking about. A lot of these women, the ones that I'm talking about, are the ones that say he gotta have this. He gotta take care of me. He gotta be able to provide for family. He gotta have this. I want to live here. I want to do that. Then that's a man that's gonna pay for everything. That's a man that makes a whole lot of money. Those kinds of men have a preference, and their preference is not a big woman. It's just not. We ain't those dudes, man. We the guys that probably would go. But a lot of us, we are shunned. We not looked at that. They would call us
And
lame and
so
broke.
what I say to those women is this. I
Uh
think
oh.
my wife mentioned it earlier. Broke and providing is two different things. Okay? Because my wife has been married to me for 20 years. All right? We started with money. We went broke. We've lived in her mother's basement. We've lived in my parents' basement. All right? But I still provided. Okay? And to this day, the reason why she will be willing, she will be able to reap the rewards of our labor is because she was able to see beyond the income. Okay?
Absolutely.
We lost cars, we lost houses. All right? Now we own the house that we're in. You know about the popcorn shop. You know about the child care center, right? So these are the
Right.
things that I saw in her when we were having that conversation, right? These are the things that I saw in her when we were having that conversation. So that's why I say that if we're going to start having these conversations and play around with these conversations, then we got to go deep into them. Because what did he say? In the words of Kevin Samuels, you're not a nine, you're a four. Look,
Okay, wait a minute. Tony, men with regular pockets ain't checking for. That's not. I don't know. I don't think
That's
so. Men
definitely
with
not
regular
true.
pockets, we ain't shooting above our weight.
Yeah,
We're not.
that's
We
definitely
are
not
not.
true.
Dudes that don't make that kind of money ain't shooting above our weight. That's not. That is not true. We
and you
That's
want to
going
not
know
true.
long, and the
you
only
want to
thing
know
we'll
why?
do.
You want to know why men don't shoot above their weight? Because they don't want that responsibility.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Well, they can't
Absolutely.
even attain that responsibility. I can't
Absolutely.
afford a nine house mansion. So why would I shoot for a woman that's used to that kind of lifestyle? That's just not smart.
Absolutely.
That's just not smart.
Absolutely.
But then we're having two different conversations. And a lot of times when these conversations are being had, you're talking about the dating male and you're talking about the courting male. There's two different people. The courting male is looking for him a soldier.
Smash.
The dating male, hey, the dating male, and I will say this, and I'll tell my daughters this: men date to play, they court to stay. So if you're
I
if
So
think.
you're
I,
mess,
I think.
if you're
Honestly, I
messing
think
around
all
with
of
a
them start
dating
off with the
male,
courting. All
so
of them start off
I
with the
would say
courting.
this to that, right? Because I think you said it earlier. You can't say that you're not a proponent of general statements and then make that that is a very general statement and
how
probably
so?
also very untrue because I would say the our counterpart community, the white community, Caucasian community, they for the they don't talk about no courting. They be dating boyfriend girlfriend, and then you see them pop up married. I think the difference in our resolve to do what we're supposed to do and make that woman an honest woman. I think for the most part, it might just be, and y'all shoot me if I'm wrong, it's okay. It might just be more so of a community thing than it is a semantic name or culture. I don't know if it's date versus court as much
Mhm.
as it is we just for whatever reason we just are not as willing as we used to be to buckle down and just and get into
Because
it.
you don't have
We
to
just
get what
not.
you want.
Say
So
that again.
because we don't have to get what we want. Look, check it out.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. I don't
Smash.
know.
I'm gonna keep on.
I don't know if that's date versus court
It's
because many
dating.
people,
It
just
depends
as
on your
many people that are
definition.
courting get
No, no.
married as people that are
What is
dating and
your
get married. So I
definition
don't
of
know if that's
courting?
necessarily true.
What is your definition of courting? Because my definition of
Well,
courting,
no, I'm with you with definitions. I'm just saying I'm just holding you by what you said. That's
Right.
to me, that's just a general statement that
So
I
if
don't think holds to be true.
why not? Because if a man is courting, it does not take when a man has his checklist, it does not take him long to recognize whether this is the woman for him. Because if
Right.
she meets those standards,
Right?
it's either he's financially ready to make that step or he's not.
Right.
Me and my wife courted for 3 years, and it wasn't the decision. I knew that she was going to be the woman that I married within 24 hours.
Right.
It took us 3 years to get married because I had to get some stuff in place
And y'all
financially.
What stuff?
courted to get there.
There you go.
And some others have dated to get there. And that's why I'm saying that's a very general statement that may not necessarily be true in its entirety. I do agree. I do agree. I think that the language, I would say this. This is where I would side with you. I think that that the language of a man, when you start, whatever, as you start progressing in a relationship, I think his language matters. And I think what he's saying, if he's saying courting, those are good things to look at. I agree with that. However, there have been people that dated for 2 years, dated for 3 months, dated for 6 months, and they popped up. There are some people that popped up married after dating during this pandemic. So I'm saying, all I'm saying is that the terminology just might be more semantic than it is true commitment. I'm just saying.
Why does a
I'm
person
just saying.
date?
Say
Why
that
does
one more time.
why does a person date?
You said, why does a person date?
Why do they date?
They're interested in each other, I would say.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, I met my wife, right? Had conversation with her. In my mind, this is a woman that I want to marry.
Sure.
We went on one date. After we went on that one date, I had in my mind that this is the woman that I want to marry.
Right.
We did go on an initial date, and after we went on that initial date, it was courtship. Our conversation was, what do we want as a family? What do you want as a husband? What do you want as a wife? Now we're in courtship.
So here's my question. Here's my question. Are we saying that the people that have dated and they had those conversations and they went down that same path, are we saying that the same can't be said for those that have dated, or that's strictly to people that court?
And that's what I'm saying. So we have to define, if you're going out to date, right? If I go out,
But I
I
can't,
meet,
what I'm saying is I can't define your life though. So if I call it courting and I courted, this young lady and we got married and that's what we did, you called it dating, but y'all did the same thing. I can't define what it was for you. You see
well,
what I'm
that's what
saying?
this is what I'm trying to get clarity of dating and courting, and what
Yes,
my
sir.
I didn't
definition
know.
of
I
dating
mean, I
is.
think those two are used interchangeably. Myself,
I
I
don't,
mean,
That's
and,
what
and I
I'm
think there's
saying.
a difference between the two. Like if
please
I go,
explain that.
listen, if I go out and I meet a lady that looks interesting, right?
Whoa, wait, what? You say what?
Yeah.
If a
You say
woman,
you go out, you see a
Got
woman that
him.
what?
if a woman,
Got him.
if a woman interests me,
How does she interest you? Did you
well,
talk to her?
it could be variable reasons. It can be variable reasons.
Hey, he just got you. It's okay. You just ran into that one
No,
full speed.
no,
It's okay.
no, no. If a woman
Bruh.
interests me, if she piques my interest,
Help me. Help me.
look, if I date a woman and she interests me, she looks interesting, right? It could be variable reasons of why she looks interesting to me. I'm sorry. Now, if I go out on a date with her and find out that
You see how you see how he prevaricated that whole situation. He went around that, but no,
no,
you said you look interested. How did she look
Oh,
interested? You never had a conversation with her. How
oh
did she
man.
look interested? You saw
no,
something. That's all I'm saying.
it could
Right
be the
there's what
way
I'm saying.
it could be the
Right
way that
there. That
she,
was the whole thing.
bro, it
That
can
was
be the
what I'm
way that
saying.
she
That was
handles
He, hey,
herself. There's
hey, he
but,
not
but,
gonna
but,
man that one. It's all good. It's
no,
okay.
bro,
look,
wait.
Hey,
I gotta get
just
wait, hold
hey, when
on.
he go to sleep tonight, he gonna know he got. You don't even have to say it on here tonight.
no,
You good. You
no,
don't even
no.
have to say it. It's all let him go.
because you just said everything I needed to say. You said everything that I was saying for the last hour. That's what I'm talking about. You look and she looked interesting. How did she look? What looked interesting, huh? What was it on her that looked interesting?
It,
You
it,
get did her mind look interesting when you looked across the room?
it can be a number of things
Oh
that
man.
because we got to look at it's so many variables. Whatever atmosphere that you saw this woman in can have peaked that point blank.
We got to go back to the dating and courtship thing because you ain't making it
Yeah,
out of
go
this
back to
one.
that.
We got we we got to go
You
back to the
still walked
courtship
right
piece
into that one,
because
boy. He
I wasn't
walked
even
right into
expecting
that one.
that. That's good to me. Wow, I
Man,
needed
he
that
walked
laugh.
right.
This was
Thank
a
you.
long
Thank
weekend.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Because you walked right into that's all I was saying. That's all I'm saying. And my thing is, like I said, it's okay. It is okay to have a preference. It's okay to like what you see. It is
There is nothing
okay.
wrong with that.
Women do it too.
Yes, they do.
Women ain't running around here with no robies. If women in the chat section, if you could get a man that look good, would you go? If you saw him and he looked good, you would, and he came and talked to you, you'd be like, okay, let's see where this goes. That's
Yeah,
what happens. That's the way it's always been,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Rich and powerful men have always married based off of what they saw. That's all I'm saying. These men that they going for, that's what they want. For real. Look at Michael Jordan. When he left Juanita, when they got divorced, what did he do? Did he go get out? What his wife look like? Well, outside of the other part, we ain't gonna talk about. But you know what I'm going with
No,
this.
you got to talk about the whole package if you're gonna go there.
Well, no, I'm talking about how she looked. Well, I don't care nothing about her skin. We don't, but because
I
contrary
quit.
to popular belief, most
I quit.
professional men do stay with black women. That
She was
that
drinking
does
your
happen.
favorite
I know
drink.
But
we
you use
see.
him as an example.
All I'm saying is he went younger, he went more fit. That's what I meant. I didn't want talking about her skin. I wasn't talking about that. We could talk about that, but that's another whole nother subject
You about to
altogether.
open up a whole nother can of worms.
No, I don't want to do that because I want to get to this Kevin Samuels video. I want to get to this video because they had a big debate about this same thing. And the girls was like, well, what's wrong? What's wrong with a big woman? Nobody's saying there's nothing wrong with a big woman. Some
Nobody's
of us
right.
like it. Nobody's saying that. What
Somebody
we're
wants
saying
that.
is everybody. That's the thing. You
Yeah,
trying to make it, if a man gets on here and say, I don't want a big woman, everybody want to jump on him and say, you fat shaming, you this and you that and the other.
I
absolutely.
wasn't
That's
saying that
what
though.
I'm saying.
But
They
No, no, no,
have
no,
that's
no.
not
a
He's
what I
saying
was saying.
generally, not you, but generally.
Right.
Generally speak, when you get up and you say, "This is how I intend to be provided for," don't nobody open up not one mouth. Nobody says anything. But the moment a man, that is very, very true. And I've sat in a lot of relationship conversations over the last year or two, and I mean, it is, it's very
You can't say
interesting. The
nothing.
same thing happens every time, every
Yep.
single time. Every time you talking about money, we sitting there like, okay. So those of us in the room, we know which ones of us can come get you and which ones can't, because you
Mhm.
telling us what it is that you will and will not put up with. But then when he goes, I really can't do. I try to date somebody with some kids and I really can't do it. All of a sudden, why can't you
That's
date nobody with no kids? It's like, yo, why can't I have this prep? Why can't I choose that this is the way that I decide I want to live my life? And
I
so
wish. I
that's
mean,
what we're
I
speaking about.
swear, if I had a man on here right now, because there are some that would get on here and be like, dude, and go and would just say, go hard, right? The same, so not some of the ones that's watching it, not Tony, not Tammy, not Limitless, and all of them. Well, I don't know. Limitless can go hard though, but I'm sure if I was to pull them on next week and be like, "Would you date a broke man?" No, I don't want no broke man. I don't want nothing. You can't do that. You can't even live on your own. You ain't got this and that. That's fine. This is what you want. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? And
Right.
so when a
Providing two
man,
different
it just
things.
seems like when a man say I don't, that's the what it's two things that he touched on one. It's two things a man seem like when we have that preference, it turns into World War III. We don't want a woman with kids and we don't want a big woman. If a man says those two things, it's World War III. But no matter what group you go in, when you talking about a broke man, even the size of his
Oh,
dick,
they gonna show
they will
up.
go hard
Oh, they
all
gonna.
day in the paint, and you know that to be true. A woman will go a man that can't even control. Can't control what God gave him. But if he come with a little nibble, they gonna go hard on him. So what's
They
the
will.
difference? If you
They
ask any
will.
woman on this timeline, if you married a man with a micro this small, would she stay with him?
And not even just broke. I was in a conversation and we were talking about the conversation was if he was making 41K, he was debt free and he owned everything, would you marry him? And they had a problem with him making 41 and being debt free. It was like if he's not making 6, he's not good enough. If he's not making 6, he's not ambitious enough. Like they came up with everything other than the fact that the truth of the matter is you don't want 41. But then now it's they're lazy because they only make 41. They don't want to do better because they're only making 41. I would take him only if I can get him to see himself in a different light and go and make
Yeah,
some more
the
money.
oh
It's
God,
like,
yeah,
yo, like
the
that is a
dependency.
real thing. And here's the thing. I'm sitting there like, you could have any tax bracket you want to have. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But when I open my mouth and say what I want, I'm just saying, I'm not saying I don't know what I'm going to have. I don't know. I don't know how life goes. Life can go very much like a conversation and be like, oh, I guess this is who I'm marrying. I don't know that. But what I do
Right.
know is I do have an idea of what I want. I can't be criticized for that idea if you're not being criticized for your idea. And there is a real double standard man to woman as it pertains to that. That is very real.
Tony, really, Tony? Cap, man, ain't no woman finna be with no man with no micro. Ain't nowhere in the world, man.
Actually,
Nowhere in the
actually,
world.
actually, there's studies that prove that. D. So you go on your
What?
studies. There's studies that prove that because no matter what the size of man's genitals, some women, a good majority of women never even experience uh, an orgasm
An
or whatever.
orgasm. I
This
got
this
So
you.
is true. This
so
is true.
so so there's a lot more to a woman than it is versus to a
Then
man.
okay, let's spin this. Let's spin this. And I mean, because the video that I was gonna post did touch on this, but I'm gonna go here real quick. Why is it that we gonna spin this? And we talking. We done talking about the the BBBBWs and all of that. So whatever they want to call themselves now, we done with that. But why is it that a lot of women, not all, not most, but a lot of them, when they have a problem with a man, they shoot. They instead of going at what they had an argument with, now they got to find a way to emasculate him by talking about something that they know would bother any man, like him being gay, like they do to Kevin Samuels. They don't like what he say, nah, he gay, or he got a small penis, or no penis, or you know what I'm saying. Why is it that some women turn to that to emasculate the same men that they want to be with? Why is that?
I can't answer that one. I can't answer that one. I'm about to check out though because I gotta get home because I've been
Yeah, you
out.
got to get home before your wife deal with you, and then I got to hear it tomorrow.
Hey, I look, I'm the
All right,
only
LeBerry.
married one on this panel, so
Yeah, go
I
ahead,
know what
brother.
responsibilities come with that.
All right. Go ahead. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Respect.
Hey, we got to get that basketball talk in because a lot has happened since the last time, man.
This is true.
Man,
So
the Bulls need to trade Vooch, and they need to go get a center that can keep up with that, and then they need to run a screen. They need to stop playing iso ball. But we'll discuss that at that time.
we will. All right. What you doing at work, Miss Nina? Nina. But anyway, yeah. So I noticed that, man. I want to get to this Kevin Samuels dude. It was this dude. They called the Wake Up Crew. You ever heard of them?
Mm-mm.
Dude, the Wake Up Crew had a video up, and they was talking to it was them and women, and they was talking about Kevin Samuels, right? And Kevin Samuels, they were talking about how he said something. Was this video up? Hold on, let me see if I can get it. You can watch it while you're there. I got to make it big. Pause. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
How do y'all feel about Kevin Samuels, and is he hurting or helping the black community?
He's rude as hell. I don't even listen to him. He's rude.
So
So
how
how
you
you know
listen
he?
to him, but
So
he's
how you know he
rude?
rude?
Like,
Where he rude?
have you ever watched the whole program?
No, he's
Okay.
disrespectful.
I
One,
have.
10 seconds is enough.
I have. I feel like
Hour.
Kevin Samuels has the right message, just the wrong delivery.
Yep, I
What's
agree.
the okay? I'll
I've
let you
seen
go.
a video that he was saying, the girl was like, or he asked the girl, "What's your ideal man or whatever?" And say, for example, she said, "Oh, tall, dark, and handsome." He was like, "Well, how much you weigh?" And she was like, 175. Oh, bitch, you need to lose weight. That's you have to do.
So, dude, okay, let me bring myself back in, bro. Let me, dude. I saw this video, bro. Saw the video where he said that he didn't call her a B. First of all, well, how
Right.
he asked him, she said, "Well, what do I need to do?" And then he said, now he was listen. I don't really care for him because of how he goes at people, but
Right.
you know, he says what he says, and that's
Right.
what it is. But what he said was, she said, "Well, do you think I could get a man?" He said, "Well, you need to lose some weight." And then she was like, "Oh, whoa, wait, I think I look good. What you think?" He said, "I think you look fat." That's what he. And he didn't call her a B. Now
Right.
that was pretty harsh.
Well,
But you know,
here's my thing with it. I don't have to. So I had a stint, probably I think probably around last year this time. He was really really hot, and we started having conversations about him. Back in the day when Clubhouse was hot. So I took a day. I took a day, and I studied his content. I did. I studied his content, and I can speak on his content from an accurate perspective, having gotten sample size of information,
mhm,
and not going off of a clip that went viral. So I've seen his content. I've seen where his perspective, where he comes from with it, and he calls himself an image consultant. That's what he considers himself to be, and he also considers himself to be. He likens himself much to the beauty industry, where
right,
it's
right,
cutthroat. We're looking for a pastor's response from
hmm,
someone that comes from a cutthroat world. Now,
yeah,
that's number one. I don't understand that. Number two is I agree with that. Kevin's message is for a selective group. But number two is if he I've seen him go back and forth where it's just a conversation.
right.
And
I
then
have
I've
to.
seen
It's
where they
not a.
turn. I see it every time. Because
Hmm.
when they turn the corner and we're on panels with them, we take that seat back like, all right, I'm gonna let her have it, or I'm not going. No, he's not letting anybody have it. He's coming right back. So once you turn that corner and you start to get your voice up and you start to go in, that's when I've seen him pretty normally. He starts, he's going for the gusto every time. He's not holding back. So once you turn that corner and he feels like he's either being disrespected or you're not listening, he starts going ham every single time. And so I've seen a lot of his content. And I would say this about him. I would say this about a Steve Harvey. I would say this about the one dude that ended up that he went viral for cheating when he was trying to release a book or something like that.
Derek
Um
Jackson, my
yeah,
favorite guy,
him. Then there's somebody else. I would
the
say
Panda
this.
Bear.
You can't take everything they say as a truth, but there
Mm-mm.
is truth in everything they say. It's just
Well,
if
broke
if,
clock
if
is right twice a day.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not a fan. I'm certainly not, especially being a believer. I'm not a fan of how it appears as though he tears people down. I'm not a fan
Hmm.
of his language. I'm not a fan of um, 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 how he chooses to execute his message. But a
Hmm.
lot of the things he says, as far as worldly standards, just so happen to be true. So when you're asking about your worldly type and he's presenting the worldly standard, you can't be upset about your type not lining up with what is very real statistically about the standards.
Right,
Uh,
I get you.
I'm gonna go along with what because I get so agitated at people getting agitated at Kevin Samuels for the simple fact that okay, you have a man, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry, ladies, if there's a man that looks like he spends more time on himself than three women, okay, you're going to get shallow responses.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. and maybe I come from an old school traditional view of a man,
You
but
ain't wrong.
me myself, I do not want to look like I spent more time in the salon than my wife. That's just that's just me. So for you to be to ask someone of that caliber what they think of you, you cannot get mad from of his response because his response is going to be based on what he is. You're talking about a Louis Vuitton, Coach, Gucci carrying, handmade suits. You know, you everything has to be pristine and in place. That caliber of a guy is kind of narcissistic, and you're going to get narcissistic responses. So why are you deeming yourself or putting yourself in the way of someone narcissistic and get upset when he gives you a narcissistic response? I don't understand that.
Hmm.
I
Well,
think that was a great breakdown. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, it is. I mean, they call into his show because he keeps purporting that he's an image consultant. I don't know what image he is, whatever. And most image consultants, they do dress that way. I mean, that's the way they dress. I mean, I don't know if you ever been around the modeling industry, but I have. I
Mhm.
got friends that are models, and yeah, they all pretty much carry themselves that way. They wear the Louis Vuittons, they wear the suits that are tailor made. That's what they do. So in that regard, I can see why he dresses that way. He's a quote unquote image consultant. What he says to women, I believe what he's saying, he's taking what we talk about, like the conversation we just had here. He's taken that and he's monetized it. You know, he
Absolutely.
takes what we talk about on a regular, what most men talk about from different tax brackets. Like I said, I know a few in every tax bracket, and I'm sure Elisha does, and I know you do. And he's taken what we say and when we congregate, and he's made content off of it. I really haven't heard anything professional that he said. Everything that he said, I've said over the years, you know, and
Ab-
sometimes people say, I got my
Barbershop
stuff from
talk in
him.
front
No,
of a
he got
camera.
his stuff from me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff that I've said and stuff that I, have been saying over the time. Now, I'm not as raunchy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not as quote unquote pause in advance raw as he could be. But having said that, honestly, I've watched the numerous shows before Kevin Samuels. This one woman I used to watch all the time. And the way she used to go at men all the time was just ridiculous. And nobody batted an eyelash. Nobody batted an eyelash. Nobody said nothing. She used to rip men up, talk about them from head to toe, and none of the women said anything. But now when Kevin Samuels say something, he going at them. Now it's World War III. Keep that same energy when it's him as you did when these other ladies and your panda bear Derek Jackson going at men. Keep that same energy. Because even though I'm not a fan of either, I just want you to keep that same energy. If you liking Derek Jackson and all these other women on Facebook or YouTube building their content going off on men, then you should be shut. You should, I mean, I'm sorry, Elisha, gotta go here with you.
Shut the
So,
you
so,
you
so
gotta
here's
shut up because now you was okay with them, and so that's what I feel about it. I'm not
so
a
here's the
fan,
thing, though.
but
Here's the thing, and I think this is a recommendation that I'm going to put out there to all the single men and the single women. Stop getting your advice from single folks. Number one.
I agree.
Number one. There's a reason why they're single. That's number one. Number two, me as a man, like I came on today to speak from a man's perspective, right? But if I was doing something relationship wise, I wouldn't do it without my wife because
Yeah.
I can only give one perspective of things. There's things that I
right.
do as a married man that annoys the living God out of my wife,
Yeah.
right? And vice versa. So I would
But
never
I
give.
don't think he's trying to do marriage. I just think he's saying,
No, no,
I
no.
think, but he's
I'm just saying broadly. You see what I'm
No, I
saying?
get. I definitely get what he's saying, and I
So what
agree.
I'm
yeah, me too.
saying is you have to measure the person that's in front of you. You see what I'm saying? Kevin Samuels is Kevin Samuels. Before he opens up his mouth, me as a man,
Pause.
I look, I don't do that. Look, before he says anything, me as a man, I know what you're getting, right? because I can look at what he is and I know what he's going to deliver. Just that's just it. So it's like, why are people? It's almost like watching reality TV. You know it's a hot mess, but you watch it anyway.
Right.
And
Right.
he's there for the shock value. He's there for the
And that's
view.
what he does.
The
That's
most
that's
women that
really,
he
I
pick
mean,
off,
honestly,
the more money he makes.
yeah, I really believe when you if you was to run into him in the street, he's nothing like he is on YouTube. That's just totally to make money. I'm sure if you paid for his quote unquote consultation, that you would definitely see a different person, a much nicer person. Why? Because
Tammy,
you're paying for
Tammy
one.
says
And number two,
Kevin Samuels has actually helped females get engaged and married. Okay, Donald Trump has helped black businessmen make money, but we ain't,
I
I
mean, a
mean,
broke clock is right twice a day. Now, me
Twice a
personally, I
day. That was a
as
great
it
analogy,
relates to
man.
relationships, I wouldn't, yeah, you probably would do better in having your wife on. As it relates to what a man is looking for, you don't need a woman on stage to do that. You know what I'm saying? If a woman want to know what men are looking for, the only thing you need to do is get a couple of men to talk about it.
Go get some man.
Yeah, so I think one of the dumbest things is one of the reasons why a lot of women are single is because they get their relationship advice or they quote unquote man searching advice from women who are single, from panda bears and people who ain't
You
really
got
care.
you got
I
20
feel
to
like
30
me
years worth of
personally,
content
by
from single
me,
women.
I could give it to you, pause, raw, and give it to you, the way that's straight because I want you to get the results that you want, but I need you to be realistic about the results that you can get. So I mean, but I don't need another person on here to do that. If you ask me, I can tell you. Like I said, we've all know men. We could just pretty much just share what we've heard. And they can go, and if they willing to take the advice, then they can go. The problem is they don't when it's something they don't want to hear, then they're gonna run to somebody that's gonna tell them what they want to hear. Meanwhile, when it's all said and done with, they gonna have that dog. They are for real. And so one of the things like Tony's doing, she's calling him gay or whatever. I love you, Tony, but until you can see pictures and video of his penis being acted with another man, you can't put it out here and call him gay.
all right.
No
So
differently
so
than I
so
can get
here's
up here and call you a whore because of pictures and everything else. I think we should be
hold on.
fair of
So
people.
this is the thing. Okay? Because Tony may see that he has feminine tendencies, okay, and that's not her preference. Whereas you can't sit here and say, D, that if you see a female that's acting very masculine, you're not gonna feel the same way.
I call him out too. But I mean, I'll never judge a book by its cover. I ain't seen nothing on. I mean, to say he is gay, to call him a fairy and gay, we've heard that. When somebody is gay, that means they've actually had sex or trying to have sex with another man. We don't know that. I haven't really seen him act feminine. Just because he dressed a certain way don't mean nothing. I know too many men that dress the same way and to
It's
take
it's
down every
it's,
woman
it's
up
more
on
than
this live.
it's more than a dress. You know that.
I don't know. I mean, he I don't know. I mean, I'm not. I don't do that, man. In my
I mean,
line of work, I can't.
I'm not. What I'm
I
saying
can't
is,
do that.
I don't. I don't care either which way. But I'm just saying that you you can't. We all know masculine acting women, like literally kind of like
A lot of them,
right.
and more than I would even want to count.
Exactly.
To be honest with
So
you, we
so
know
what I'm
that because a
so
lot
what
of
I'm
them.
saying that
Mm-mm.
comparison is always going to come up.
It is, but we aren't. Oh, but we're not allowed to call them men. We're not allowed to call them studs. So a woman get on my page and acting all manly and want to approach me saying wild, crazy stuff or talking to me like they a man. I'm not allowed to call her a stud, am I? If I look down these comments and see some stuff that being said, am I allowed to call them studs? No. I mean, we can't do that.
Right,
That's
right,
all I'm
right.
saying. I mean, we can't do that. Well, I work my line of work. I can't go by all that stuff. I'm the kind of person I need to wait and see you doing something before I'm waiting to do that. Now you can say he acting feminine. I haven't seen that just because he dressed a certain way. Now he may say some stuff, but I've heard y'all say some wild stuff too. I can't call y'all lesbians. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
well, and
I'm
I
just
I
saying,
think
I'm not prepared to do that. I don't do that for nobody. I don't do it for women. I don't do it for men. I see women all on pictures talking about what they'll do to a man. I'm not allowed to call them a whore based off of what I saw you post on somebody's page. Girl, I would. Oh, but you did that on 10 men's pages. Are you a whore now? Keep that same energy. I don't do that. And you shouldn't do it either. If this man, you ain't called him in no gay act, there's no pictures, then we can't call him gay. You can call him everything else. You can say he acting feminine and everything else. I would probably say you a little wrong. Just because he dressed and act a certain way don't mean he gay. But I can't call you a whore based off of what you say. I can't call you a stud based off of you acting like a man. Then there it is. That's all I'm saying. And would I get advice from Kevin Samuels? I don't have that here, but the word is no. No, I would not get advice from him because for one, for one, he's been divorced. Somebody posted that and I agree. He's been divorced twice. So I wouldn't get my advice from him. Let's talk about his credibility. If you want to say you don't want to get his advice from him, you know what I'm saying? His credibility is definitely in question. We ain't seen his girlfriend yet, and he's smart because he ain't posting them. But yeah, we ain't seen none of his women. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like that when women are mad at you, the first thing they want to do is call you gay. The crazy thing is, this person talking right now was called gay. LeBaron, I was called gay by a woman. I'm gay. Derek is gay. Do I even come across to be gay? But I said something she didn't like. That's all right because you gay. Why? Because I play bass for a choir? Because I play bass and I said something she won't. Now you all of a sudden put me gay. I don't give a care if every man up in there is swinging from an umbrella with his penis. That don't mean I'm gay. But she was quick
Right.
to do it and had people to believe it. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think that that's fair. And somebody that's been labeled gay, and it took them to see me in person for a lot of them to say, "No, I don't think that is." And
Right.
there's still
Right.
people out here that think I am, which is
I got
weird.
I got you.
And we shouldn't do
I
that to
understand
him.
where you're coming from.
I
That's
think
the only thing I'm saying. We shouldn't do it to him unless we seen his penis.
I think
When
I
you got the
think
pictures,
here's what I will say, right? And it's not even like he's giving. It's just like our guy said earlier. It's if you had a conversation, you have to have the whole conversation. He's not giving marriage advice. He's not even giving relationship advice. He hits the live button and talks about looks the whole time.
pretty much.
What else do you think you're going to get? He has yet to give advice and counseling in your marriage. He has yet to give advice and counseling on your relationship. His content is strictly, do you look like what you want? Do you look like, do you have what it is that the person that you want? Blah, 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 blah. It's all about looks, the haves, the attraction, the money, the
Which
beauty, the
relationship is
body. That's
so much
it.
further than that.
And I agree, but he is very surface level and very first look. That's all his content. And
But and then
so,
that's the
you're
try.
looking from holistic content from someone that clearly is scooping up little cups of water and throwing them back right back out. So you're going to get what you're going to get. And I
Where's the
think that's,
video
at the end
limitless?
of the day, that is what it is.
Hey, get it to Tony. Tony, give me the video. I need to see it. If it's a video out here with him in the bed
I don't
with
want to see it.
balls,
I'm good.
with balls,
I don't want to
there's
see
no
it.
way.
I
And
don't
I
I
am
don't think
signing
that.
out now. Catch
Yeah,
you
I
guys
don't
Well,
later.
I'm not gonna see it to watch it, and all of that. But what I'm saying is,
good.
like a news reporter, they're not looking for satisfaction. They want to see verified. You know what
They're
I'm
looking
saying?
for
That's what I'm looking
credibility. I
for.
agree, but I'm not even going that direct because for me, I deal in facts. And let's say he was. That doesn't cancel out it doesn't kill his content.
No, it
Whatever
doesn't.
he's saying that is true is not negated by whatever he
What they
does in his
call that?
life.
That's a two quote. That's a two quote ad hominem. That's a fallacious argument. When somebody say, for instance, I say, "Well, cigarette smoke will kill you," and then I go outside and smoke a cigarette. Well, it doesn't change the
Right.
fact that cigarettes will kill you. That's the fallacious argument. That's actually, you could lose a debate off of that. So yeah, I don't really care. But my point is, my thing is, I'm not prepared to call him that, and I personally can't do it without seeing evidence. That's what, and I would do the same for you. I would do the same for Lisha. I would do the same for LeBaron. I do the same for Limitless and Tony and Tammy and everybody else that's watching it. Yeah, I would definitely not take a rumor that I heard about you without seeing evidence, and I'm not going to use that to destroy you without saying it. That's my
Somebody
point.
said, "How did you guys not see that live video?" I didn't
I
see it
didn't see
because I
it.
don't
I
watch
don't
his
walk around.
content.
I don't run the search for
Yeah.
Kevin Samuels'
I don't
balls
watch
rubbing
his
up against
content.
another man.
And
That's
so
not
I
a
don't
search that
either.
I
I think there it is. I think there it is. Why would you complain about somebody's content who you're subscribed to? That's where it starts getting weird for me, right?
Right.
I start taking a step back there. And like for me, if that was a conversation with another person, I you this is your this is your conversation now, because now you're going against his content but still subscribe to it anyway. And it gets weird to me, right?
Let me
It
ask a
get
question
If you
for
feel
both
a
of
way
you.
about him, don't watch, don't listen.
I
Now
got to
I'm
ask y'all both
saying
a
I can
question.
respect some of his content and I don't even watch it.
Yo, I got to ask a question. Did y'all see that average at best video? The one that put him on the map. The one that really put him on the map. The average at
I
best.
did see.
Did you see it, LeBaron?
No, I don't watch him. I,
Okay.
I accidentally see him when other people repost his stuff.
Oh, okay. So it was a video. I don't have it here, but it was a lady that called in on his show. It was a show that was off topic, and she called in to try to get advice from him on a day where he was doing a whole nother topic, right? So she calls in and he said, "Well, what would you rank yourself?" And then she said a 5, which is average, right? And we can say, why does he rank them? Because I don't like it, but that's what they do. That's the fashion industry. That's what they do. So she said, so that's 5 is average. And he just said, well, lady, you average at best. That's what he said to her, because based off of the information she got. But they went off on him saying he was wrong for calling her average. You see what I'm saying? I just think that, and that's what started everybody
Okay,
just really
I
on him.
did see that, but like I said, that was the
Was he
repost.
wrong?
Yeah, that was the
Was he
repost.
wrong?
If she said she was a 5, yeah, that's average at best.
That post got him lit up. And
It
a lot
did
of
get
women,
him lit
Elisha,
up.
am I wrong?
It
A
Yeah,
did
lot
get
but
of
him
I
lit
women
up.
mean,
winning him. Outside
that
of that, and he told that chick she could hit the A gap like a.
I think it's with Samuels, it's not even really he's winning and losing off the same thing. It's one thing.
Yeah,
It's not his content, because everybody has the same content. We're all saying the same thing. It's not his content. It's literally his delivery. And his delivery put him over the top. So the thing that had him to receive this platform is also the thing that's going to have him to be one of the most scrutinized individuals as it pertains to the relationship, public looks, whatever this space is called. That's also the thing that's going to have him the most scrutinized. And it's
right.
also the thing that's going to keep on bringing him all of those patrons, or however you say it, that are now paying his bills. It's just the best of both worlds. Now,
And
if you
but
go
the
ask
thing
him,
is
he don't care.
the
It's just
problem.
us that are talking about
he
it.
don't. He
The
don't.
problem doesn't. So for me, the problem doesn't start with him saying you're average at best. The problem starts when you get someone that says, "Where do you rate yourself?" You see what I'm saying? Because now, to me, that right there is belittling. When it's how should I say it's just that's such a shallow thought process. To me, that's something that teenage boys do in a yearbook with the girls, and you understand what I'm saying? When, when you
Well, I don't know. Well, I hear what you're saying.
I do get it. I do get
I
it.
do get it, but I know why he does it. Like I said, I'm around people. I got 2 friends actually. My best friend is a model, and so that talk, that's not out of the ordinary.
He
They
didn't
do that
create
all the
that.
time. Yeah,
But right,
they
he didn't
ask you,
create
where do
it.
you
But
rank
what I'm
yourself?
saying is, to me, that's belittling for the simple fact that there are so many preferences out here with people, right? And some
Right,
of them are in our book is crazier than others. You got some guys are into legs, some guys into feet, some guys into hands, some
Agreed.
guys into. You see what I'm saying?
Agreed.
So it's like when you get on a standard, how shallow is that? You understand what I'm saying? What?
But I would say this because so much of it sits in numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you take a sample size of 100, and then you go, how many of 100 would do this? How many of 100 will go for that? How many? And I mean, that's for the most part, that's where they get their stuff from. They're going off of these sample sizes, and to an extent, may be true. But if you go to every house in this neighborhood, you might find one dude that like feet. Or if you
Yeah.
if you find that. And so if you're looking for somebody who find feet, you're gonna have a hard time in this neighborhood because we only got one guy that likes feet. And that's I understand the line of thinking. I think for me, my problem doesn't lie with the fact that he asked that. My problem lies with the fact that you picked up the phone to talk to him knowing that he was going to ask
Oh
you
yeah,
that.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
there too. I'm there
That's
with
where
you.
my problem. If you subscribe, be subscribed. If
Mm-hmm.
you're not subscribed, don't watch. Don't. That's not content that I digest. It don't have nothing to do with me. So if you call in to go, you've seen this he been doing this for a million times before he finally went viral. You know exactly what this platform is. You know exactly what he's going to do. You know exactly what he's going to say. You know what he's going to
Mm-hmm.
ask. Matter of fact, you can do a whole parody video off of his content because you've digested so much of it. So
Avian
why
Rocket
would
does it
you
all the
pick
time.
up the phone and call knowing you don't have to be prophetic? You know what's about to happen.
Right, right.
You don't
And
need one prophetic bone. You don't. Hey, he go. You ain't got to go to the powerhouse. Not one service.
Oh, because you know
You
we gonna do the
know what's
prophetic.
about to happen, but you still pick up the phone and call. You still
Yep.
pick up your phone and open it up. You're still commenting. Some people are talking about him and sending him money. You just
Mm-hmm.
twist it. You're
there's a
twisted.
level of and that's one thing that we got to bring up is there's a level of accountability in everything.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and again,
Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
that's the thing. You have to hold yourself accountable for your actions, and the fact that you, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but the fact that you approach this man is a problem in itself,
She said she might, and I agree, Aria. She probably did it for clout, but it
and
didn't
that's a
work in her
problem in
favor.
itself.
I
It didn't
agree.
work in your favor though, sweetheart. I
That's,
mean,
but that's
you
what I'm
was
saying.
made to
That's a
look even
problem
worse.
in itself. So you sold yourself out for popularity.
Sold yourself out. And then turn around and play the victim. I can't get with you. I can't get with you. You knew what
Yeah,
that
she should
was.
have she definitely should have walked away from that one.
You
I
looked in.
personally,
Hey, D, here it
yeah.
is. You looked into a mirror and then called this man. You looked yourself right in the mirror and you know what he's going to say. And my thing is, once again, it's either you're subscribed or you are not. You are too grown to be acting this childish. You are way too grown. You got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 kids. You, there. When is this click gonna go off in your head that says, "Hey, I'm not going to subscribe to this"? I
Right.
don't understand. This is a man that makes a living. He makes a living off of telling folks you are either too ugly or not whatever. You don't have enough money or you do have enough money.
Because he
He
go at the
he
men
has
too.
made a living at
Yeah,
least
he
from
go at
his
the
mouth.
men
He
too.
says
He goes at the men too. He absolutely
at the
does.
this is what he says, and he has made a living off of this rating system based off of whatever numbers these are. You know what this is. I can't get with it. When you come back to me and you playing the victim and you, oh, what do you say to that? I say you are. I'm trying to I'm trying to say something. I'm
I
trying
know.
to make
I
it nice.
Stop it.
I'm, I say you're not thinking with your thinking cap. That's the nicest way I can say it. You're not
But do
thinking
you
this
think?
through. You're
Okay,
not
let me
making
ask
good
this question.
decisions.
This is the burning question because there's a lot of women they call in for advice from him. Do you think? Let me. Do you think some of the advice that he gives them is good? You think it is good?
I haven't heard any of the advice pieces. I've
I
heard
mean,
more.
like he'll tell them, basically saying, "Hey, well, you need to do this." Like, for example, he'll tell them, "Well, you need to lose a few pounds." or whatever, if that's the man you want. And he always be like, the man you want.
Right.
He always say that this the man you
So
want. You need
you're
to lose
talking in
weight
the
for
looks
him.
perspective too. I think
He always
according
went
to
through
his
the looks
metric,
perspective.
I think according to his metric, I think according to the numbers that he goes off of, I think according to whatever his stats are, he's probably right.
So here's the thing. Most of the conversation that I've heard about him or whatever, and the conversations that they have, I think it's all shallow. Me personally, from what my stance is, because the thing is if he's defending a man that has dated these women, right?
I agree.
And if it's all shallow conversation,
It is.
and
Mhm.
you can't expect anything out of shallow conversation but shallow responses. There's
True.
nothing to it at that point. If all we, and this is what people have to understand, if all we are talking about is appearance and salary, we got a long way to go, because in the thick of it, in the realness of relationships, those end up being two of the least important things.
True. True. I agree.
But
So
it
we
does
all
start
agree
off
on
being
that.
one of the most important.
Well, I think like I said, I will stick to my guns on that. And I thank y'all for coming on tonight, especially you, Elijah. We definitely need to do one on your page. We got to get together, bro. But I still think that,
I've
and
been
I'll
trying,
close
Doc.
with this, that when it comes to a man approaching you, ladies, I know what LeBaron is telling you. Be not deceived, though. These men, we do like what we see first.
Hey, look,
We do like what we see
No,
first, and
no,
then in the
no. Listen
yes,
to what he
conversation,
men like
said.
what
He
they
there
told
are
you what
see.
he
That's
levels
meant.
not what
to
I
it.
said.
He told you what he meant. He said he went out
And he
and he
looked,
saw
and he
something
saw somebody
interesting.
Look,
All
interesting.
look.
right.
Let me
Listen to
clarify
what
this.
he said.
Let me
Listen to what he
No,
clarify this.
said.
Let me
no, wait.
clarify
Where's
this.
my mute button? I'm about to do
Let,
the Kevin Samuels to him.
look, let me look. Let me clarify this. Yes, men, women, everyone enjoy what they see. Okay, well, we're not. I'm not disputing that. But what I'm saying is, a real man goes beyond what he sees, and I'm going to leave
Absolutely.
it at that. And I would
I
like somebody
agree.
to argue that.
I
Are
agree a
in
million
total
percent.
agreement with that. We go beyond. I'm just saying, and I say this all the time, and I would say this even if I was part of a youth what's they call that, singles ministry. I would tell them, yeah, looks ain't everything, but the first 10 seconds is everything. It is for a man. When what we see initially, it
It
is
matters.
everything, because we
It
would look at
matters.
you, because without us having that initial look, and we not, I'm sorry, a lot of men, we that's just the way we are wired. God wired us this way. It's so
And
many
depending
biblical
on what the
scriptures I can run
situation
down.
is, depending on what the situation is, how intense that look is going to matter. If
Yeah,
depending on if I really really like what I see, and you're in what we consider to be a hive, when she out with all her girls, it's just and all of y'all just looking mean. It's like, oh no, she look too good. I'm about to go in there. You going into the mouth of the beast. You know it. You going into a tough situation, but you say, hey, she look good. I'm not walking out of here without her number. So I that is very, if it's something that's initial, something that's very random, very whatever, it's really 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 going to is going, how you look is going
yeah,
to matter. That
it
is
is.
something that matters.
It is. It matters, and it really does, and that's what I'm saying. So I covered three, actually. I covered
It's just
two. I
not
said the reason
100%
why
of what
men
matters.
don't approach women. I said
No.
because first of all, they don't smile. they be scouring or whatever. I ain't studying LeBaron at this point. And then the second one, I said
Hey,
they don't find you
I just
appealing.
said you just came back and fulfilled it. It's a little bit of everything. It's the
It
way you
is.
smile. It's the way that you carry yourself. It's the
Yes.
way that you present yourself. It's not all about size and all of this. It's the package deal that men see. We're not as shallow just to see size X, Y, and Z and say, oh, that's the one. I'm just saying that. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
I will. Can
I
you agree with
disagree.
this though? Are we not more shallow than women?
I don't think we're no more shallow than women. I think that's a farce.
We just like different things.
we just
We
like
just like
different
different
things.
things. I
I
think
don't
we just
think
like
we're
different.
any more
On
shallow than
average,
women.
women are more attracted to the things that they really would desire from a man is a man that's pretty much, for lack of a better word, got his together.
But
You see what I'm saying?
here's my question though. How shallow is that? Really? Like in reality, how shallow is a man protecting and providing for his house? I feel like that's the cornerstone of the family. So if that's the virtue that she's looking for, I'm not saying the one that's saying I need 7 figures. I'm saying the one that's saying, hey, I really want somebody that's going to be the backbone of this house. How shallow? That's not really shallow to me.
But
I
no,
feel
no,
like
that's
that
not
is something
shallow.
you should look
No,
for.
that's
It's
not
not shallow,
shallow.
but that's still their preference. That's what they want.
So so
That's what
here's
they desire.
so here's the dangerous part of that conversation.
Okay.
Okay. And my wife said this earlier. Broke has nothing to do with providing. All right. So
Absolutely.
so
But you
here's the
can't
thing.
provide if you broke.
Oh, no, that's not true. Been there, done
How
that.
can you provide if you broke?
You want me to bring my wife on? Been there,
You,
done
I
that.
mean, okay, uh,
Okay,
okay,
because we can
LeBaron,
go there, and
LeBaron.
that's going to be a
You know
deep
I know
rabbit
both of
hole.
you. You know I broke bread and we go to basketball games and everything. Your children, I'm their biggest fans. So you know you have a gym. How many of these women do you think would stick around with a man that ain't got much going on that's broke?
The
How many of
shallow
these
the shallow ones
it's
won't.
taught in church
But
don't go
that's
with
what.
a broke
But
man.
so
In fact, it's taught
that's
in
the
church don't
shallow
even
part.
go to date
But
with a
D,
man
that's
that
the
ain't
Don't
got
shallow
all
even
that.
part.
date them. That's what they're teaching them, sir.
We
That's
know. So
good.
this
Hey,
is what
but
we're
listen,
dealing with.
but
You
that's
have a
why. Listen,
gym.
but
You
listen,
have a
that's what.
gym.
But D, this is why I was going to say what I'm saying. Sisters, you can get a man that makes 6 figures, right? And he can work for ABC company and make 6 figures, right? Not know how to turn a wrench, not know how to change a tire, not know how to pick up a paintbrush, not know how to do nothing, right? And what happens when that company shuts down? What happens if he outlives his ability, right, to make that 600 or that $300,000, right? What can he do for you then? That's where it becomes shallow because he can only go as far as his paycheck. But then you can get a man, okay, that one can do all of those things, make $40,000 a year, right? And take you on whatever vacation he wants to take you on. If you can't see that, then yes, that woman is shallow.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And here's why
You
I
want us
say
to define broke.
here's why
I
I say I don't know, and I'll probably leave it alone. But here's why I say I don't know because so women are now pretty much in control. So I don't want nobody get mad at me. I'm just speaking very historically, and I'm speaking from what's been in real life, not in the life that we praise God in these fairy tales that we've come up with. In real life, the father was the one that was responsible for making sure that whoever that daughter was married to had whatever level that they thought would be ideal for whatever that woman was, right?
okay.
Now we're in a time period in much of the world, not everywhere, but in much of the world, where now that woman is the one that now goes out and she now exacts that value on herself, looking for whoever it is that would be that same type
That's
situation.
not much
Family
of the
still.
world. That's America.
Say that one more time.
That's not much of the world. That's America.
Well, thank you, thank you for your help. I'm. You see how I'm trying to smooth it over real nice. I appreciate you. So, in this very, it's so different, but it's the
I
same
wasn't
principle.
generalizing, Tony. I was speaking to the statement of the woman that he's talking about.
I mean, hey, you. Well, I'll leave it alone. It
No, I'm
it's
talking about what she was saying
yeah,
generalization.
I know. It's different in how it's executed, but it's the same in principle, is what I'm saying. So I still don't know. I it's not I look at you and it's like, okay, based off of what you look like, this is what I am or am not going to do. I feel like men are more that way than women are, personally. That's just how I feel. I feel like they more A woman would more so be willing to look at an entire package and say, this will work for me and I can make this work, more so than us that'll say, I can go get better. And I just think that's real. I think that's the real. I think it's the truth, and I think it holds true more times than not. I think for
The,
the
the
most part, that's
painful.
why a lot of us are still single,
So the
because a
thing
lot of
is,
us men, we feel like we're in such some of these places in life, really self thought, because it's not really real, but you feel like you're in all of these places, and you feel like you have more options, and so whenever you get a good woman, you expire that relationship in dating, like you said. I'll give you your credit. In dating, you expire that relationship, and then you figure out some things, and then you say, hey, I don't have to deal with this. I can go get better because I'm this. I think for the most part, that's why we've got this real single pandemic in our community.
well, and then it's this thing. As I said, and most married men that I know, they have said the same thing that I said. A man, when he's ready to get married, he knows exactly what he's looking for
Right.
in that marriage, what he's willing to marry, right? So the thing is this, all right? You either have a man that doesn't know what he wants, okay, which he's out there dating, trying to find what he wants, which is the wrong way to do things. Because as a man, and as I would teach my man child, you need to know what you want, right?
Yeah.
You need to know who you are as a man. That's the way I was taught. Okay.
Mhm.
So now I was taught that, and when I was looking for a wife, it didn't take nothing. Boom, check, 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 check. Right? The thing is we're living with a different generation of women and men, right, who are being told society wise what a man is by the Kevin Samuels, by the Derek whoever, by all these guys. They're given definitions of what a man is, and there is no general definition for the most part, right?
Right.
And then one of the reasons why we have such a high divorce rate is the fact that people are getting married on these definitions. They're getting married on the belief that there's a fairy tale happily ever after, right?
Right.
Not the reality that you may lose everything. Not the reality that you may have to earn yourself to a certain tax bracket, right? And that's unrealistic.
I
That's
agree
where
with
it
that.
gets shallow.
I agree
Because
with that.
and that's what everybody needs to recognize and understand.
Well, look, you said a lot there. To answer Tony's question, and I need to answer Mecca's question. To answer Tony's question, when I say
No,
broke,
I addressed that. I
oh, okay,
agree. I agree. I
okay,
think that women are more willing to settle than a man is. I think if you think a man is settling, he's probably holding her as a placeholder. And
Yeah.
he's
what about this?
probably
You
using
talking
her
about
up
this?
as
What
for
Mecca
the
said?
benefits that she has. He sees no real future, but he's having sex with her. He's taking her out because she probably looks good on his arm, but he has no real intention.
Smash.
There it is. But I think women are more they more than likely will be the ones that say, "Hey, I can do life with this." Truth of the matter is, no, you can't. You know you can do. You know you should do. You know you need to do better. But women are more prone to settle than men are. That's what I'm. That's all I'm saying. So
That's
I
fair.
I
I
agree
think
with her.
I think it's
That
equal.
ain't
I
no.
think it's equal.
I agree.
I think
No,
it's
it's
equal.
not equal,
It's
D.
definitely
Come
not
on.
equal.
It's
I
not
think
I
the
equal.
think
men,
it's equal.
the men
It's
that
not
quote unquote
equal.
settle, those are definitely
And
placeholders.
the
Like
reason it's not equal is because of the number of men to women. That's why it's not
Well,
equal.
yeah. So let's answer this question. She said, "Did y'all answer this men dating potential? For example, he doesn't have it all together at the moment, but you can see the potential how they're working to get there. Is it unrealistic to date potential? I see this a lot. I see it all the time too.
All right, hey, so
The
I'm gonna
only thing
ask
is,
if
let
this
me
is
let
my
me let
daughter
me jump
asking
in
me
here right
this.
quick. Huh, Mecca, she's asking
Oh,
dating on
no,
potential.
that's what I said. So if this is my daughter asking me this, leave it alone until he's ready.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So here's my question. So you telling her to wait. Wait, this is what I'm talking about. Because he doesn't have his junk together. That means broke.
Having
Tony, you want to know what
having
broke
what?
is? This is what I mean by broke. A man
No,
that
no.
doesn't have it together, which means he doesn't have his own car, he doesn't have his own crib, he doesn't really have much to
What?
offer
So
you
what
as
does he
far as a
have?
husband.
So what does he have?
This is what I'm saying. Now, me honestly, he's saying you should wait. I see it all the time. Only thing I say is you run a risk here. Because I said earlier, the more money a man, the more he increases his tax bracket, the more options he's presented with.
Well,
And
not having
sometimes
it all
stick
together,
around this
D, is
bear,
broad to me.
and then he'll leave you once he's built to go with somebody else.
D,
So it's
D.
doable. It's not unrealistic. It does happen, but I would say you definitely. I would agree. I wouldn't date no man if you're looking for marriage. I wouldn't date a man that's not
I would
really
not. I
provide
would
for you,
not. High,
Yeah. And
highly do not.
unless of
Highly
course.
don't recommend.
Smash.
so here's
I
the thing.
highly do
is,
not
then-
recommend.
So
Highly.
here's the thing is that if it's a man that when you say don't have it all together means that he's not where you want him to be financially, but he has the work ethic, he has the integrity, he has the willingness to get there, then that's a different conversation.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's fine. The only thing is that when some of the men, not all, not most, but some of them, when they get to that point where they have they jump together, then the options of women will increase because there'll be other women that see his quote unquote come up, and he may go. He
Yeah,
may
but
go. He
what I'm
may
saying
be
is,
like, okay, well, I see her and I see this person. And I think I do better with her, and I'm gonna drop her. We see that happen too. So that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, yeah, you could do
Agreed.
that. You could date all potential,
Agreed.
but just you kind of leaving that door open, especially if it's not your husband. We've seen it all the time. I
I
mean,
highly do not
I've seen it.
recommend.
but
Yeah.
so
So
here's the thing. When I was when I was, because I'm sorry, this is just who I am. I got to use courting and dating. Okay, I was potential to my wife, right? But I was courting her. Now, in my book, I didn't have everything together. I needed to get some things together so that we can take that step across the threshold of marriage. All right. So the thing is I realize
stop,
I recognize
stop,
that as a man.
stop for a second.
Mhm,
So would you let the position where you were in, right?
mhm.
Would you encourage your daughter to date a man that was in your position?
I would, because I would have to recognize
But you said earlier he needed to have his junk together. You didn't have your
Oh,
junk together.
no. I had my stuff together in the definition of having things together. I had a good job and everything else. But for me as a man,
You weren't
and
where you wanted to be to take on a
there you
wife.
go. And
I know
most
exactly what you're talking
and
about.
most men
Yes.
by the definition of men that want to have a family and want to do things right by that woman
They
are
gonna
not
wait.
going to take that step
I
until
agree.
they can do that.
I agree. I agree with you. I'm with you.
I agree with that,
I'm with
but
you.
I didn't take that's what you were saying at first.
I'm with you.
That's
I was
what.
thinking,
So
yeah.
that's why I was
We
saying,
talking about a mental mindset, as opposed to a
I'm
financial
with you.
mindset.
I'm with you, sir.
right.
I
So
agree with you.
so the thing is when as me as a man, me as an entrepreneur, me as somebody that I say is a go getter, right? If my daughter brings a man or a young man to my house, right? You know what they say, game recognize game.
Right.
Okay? So I can identify if this young man isn't making X amount of dollars or whatever, but I see that he's a go-getter. I see that.
What was the thing, if I may know, what if it's not to being transparent, what was the thing that was holding you back? What was the thing that you had to get together?
So one of the things was the fact that I didn't want to rent from nobody. I wanted to buy a house. When we got married, I wanted to be in a home. Okay? So I had to get some credit together. We had to find a home. Little things like that. I was laid off at a period right after I met my wife. So I had to get another uh, another job. Little
So
things
you
like
wasn't financially all together then. So
I
that was one
was
of the
when I
things.
met her. I didn't know I was
No,
gonna
you
get laid
said
off.
when you was trying to get your junk together. At that point, when you was trying to get your junk together, when you met your wife, were you ready at that time to be financial and all of that together for your wife at that time?
When I met my wife, I had a good job, and I could I was ready. But in the time that we were doing that, I got laid off.
But
I had to find another job.
D, I see what you're trying to do, and and here's the reason I don't. I would say this. I think that I think that men that have graduated in life to a certain level of success, when they do have daughters, they're looking to either see like success or like mindset heading into success for their
Mm-hmm.
daughter. And
Right.
so that bar is set really, really, really high. And sometimes maybe too high, but is too high really a thing when we look at this culture? I think that when you look at what's happening right now, I don't know if you could have a bar that's too high. I think there's a level of um there's going to have to be two things. I believe there's going to have to be a level of meticulousness, or however that word is said, and then a level of grace, because just like he said, he knew where he was going. He had a little pit stop, and he had to figure some things out. I think that same grace has to be attached to whoever walks in with at least the same type of mindset. But I think,
I agree.
like you said, I think when they walk in the door, I believe fathers know.
Because broke is a mindset.
I agree.
You see what I'm saying? So I can see a young man, and I can see him and see the way he moves, the decisions that he makes, to know that, okay, you've got potential in your future, right? Then I can see a young man that don't know
Don't know what he want to eat tomorrow.
exactly. And baby, that ain't for you.
Yeah.
I raised you better than that. You deserve more than that. When he figures it out, let him revisit this if you're still available.
Well, there you go. So anyway, when we gonna jump out on here again, fellas?
I'm because I'm trying to pick back up my podcast anointing. So I'm on like twice a week, every week.
I saw, and you always go on days that I'm at church. I'm at church on Tuesdays.
Those are hot days. I can't, because mind you, I'm also, what I do for a living, videography and production and things of that
And you
nature.
with us.
So
You in Powerhouse now.
I
You was
have
on
been,
that.
yes sir. I have been for some. I may be up for I'm thinking about coming up for the revival.
Oh, you should. We got Kiki Sheard coming.
I,
Pause. Oh, wow, super pause. But yeah, she's going to be in the house.
she's gonna kill it. I'm thinking
She's gonna
about
be in
it.
the house. You should
I'm
show
gonna
up
figure.
though.
I'll know before halfway through this week, because if I'm coming, pause. I'm gonna make sure that I get my ticket. Probably, I may get it. I don't know. I may get it. I
Let me
may
know,
get them
man. Let
tickets
me know.
tonight.
I know all the good spots up here. And hey, I'm in Atlanta Saturday.
You
So
ain't said
you
nothing.
should. Hey, Sharon. Yeah, dude. I'm in Atlanta. I don't know if I'm gonna have free time, but I'm there early, so we can at least
What
go
you got in
grab
that?
some
What
lunch.
you got in Atlanta?
I'm up there with Marvin Sapp. So
Where are you?
I don't know. When I get it to you, I'll shoot it to you.
Okay, cool.
So, fellas, thank you for joining us. I think we agreed on a lot of stuff. I mean, we was just listening. We was just chatting, y'all. We was just having our little man conversation. I hope you understood that. We was actually done. We was just having our little conversation. But I'm back on next week with another Preachers Going Wild segment. I got another couple of ones. Man, Elisha got real crazy. You got to go check it out. If you check it out, what happened earlier was crazy. But I'm going to jump off of here.
Talking
Thank you
about
for
brother, I was
Elisha.
on the live, the prophet.
Huh?
I said, talking about brother, I was on the live, the prophet.
Yeah,
That was
listen, we ain't
cussing.
gonna go there.
You said that was his
No,
church.
thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Mecca. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Limitless. Thank you for Mark Hunt. I think he was on here. Everybody that joined on, thank you. Hey, listen, I'm gonna keep this thing going every week at 6:00. I'm gonna jump on here. I'm gonna figure, man, Lisha, can you help me out? I tried to go live with my bass, and this mug was echoing. It was echoing like crazy. I can't
It
get
ain't
a good
nothing.
sound.
I think that was a compression from
How'd you run your
Restream to
sound?
to YouTube.
It's everything. I got it coming through my floorboards, my DI, and then it's coming here to
To an
my
interface.
yeah, and it's
I
I
had a
don't know why
problem.
it's
I tried to do a live. I would try to get it to your camera source, and then from your camera source throw the audio into Restream. I tried to do a production like that when we did. I think we did All Nations when they were down here in Atlanta, and we tried that one server, and it did not work with Restream. It will work with StreamYard though. That's the crazy part.
StreamYard, yep.
It will work with
so
StreamYard,
I think I'm gonna try StreamYard next
but it
week.
will
But
not.
only thing,
The interface does not work with Restream. I don't understand it.
yeah, dude, I swear. Hey, you ready for this? I got so much stuff over here on Restream. I got all my lower thirds, all my stuff over here. I would have to really reprogram all this stuff over there, man.
I would just, like I said, just try to get it because I'm sure you probably got a mic. You probably got a mic situation in your camera. I would try to run. I would try to run out of your interface into the camera. I would try to. I would try to throw a microphone jack out of the interface, put that in the camera, and then throw that into Restream. Now here they go talking about some talk about this after the. See, this is that subscription stuff. You can leave. You can leave.
Right.
You can leave. It's okay. I'm messing
Oh,
with
I'm
you.
sorry. Yeah, Nina, thank you for joining us.
I'm messing with you.
Shot your shots in too. I'm gonna break Tammy's nose. Mecca, I love you, sweetheart. We miss you. We miss you. We miss you, Mecca. Man, Mecca's my girl. Mecca is so dope, y'all, for real. She's the sweetest person. Man, yeah, I can't. I've known you for how many years, Mecca? A lot of years. Tammy's
A
being
lot
a
of
brat.
years.
Aria's cool. Limitless. Yeah, Limitless is definitely
Limitless is limitless.
Limitless. I gotta get you on here, Limitless, for real. One day I gotta get you on here because we had Tony on here before. And Limitless, we gotta get her on here, dude. I think she'll shut this whole thing down. I promise you, she'll shut this whole thing down. She'll have LeBaron's popcorn shop exploding. Just make sure you bring my, dirty deal. Hey, have you had this popcorn yet,
I have not.
dude?
What
That's all I'm
area
gonna
is
say.
he? He's in the Chi-Town area, isn't he?
Yeah, but they deliver. And trust me, I had some dang on
Oh,
caramel,
hold
whatever,
up.
and I don't
We
eat
used to
caramel.
be
That
down
mug's
there
still
in
fresh
Atlanta.
right now.
Wait, hold up. What?
Yeah, we were in Kennesaw. We were in Peachtree. We were in Cartersville.
Oh
Man,
nah.
listen.
Wait,
It,
yeah. I need some of that ASAP. Pause.
you do. Listen, it's going to change. I should grab some before I come down. I should
Oh
grab some before I come down so you can have
no,
them
I
when I get
absolutely
there.
don't mind support. If there's a link or somewhere, I don't know how to get it. If pause, but if there's like a place I can go ahead and do that
Nina, if
ASAP.
you still watching, put that link in the Nina, put the link in the news feed so we
Right.
can have.
I'm like Mecca. I need the info on the popcorn
No, they
ASAP.
got listen, Elisha, listen. You not ready. You hear me? They got like cheesecake. They got Kit Kat, Snickers, dude. They got all so much. Yes, they do deliver to Canada. They will get it up there to you.
Oh
Listen,
Yeah,
nah.
you
trust
just
me.
got Tony. Hit us on the Facebook page because you can't deliver on a website to Canada, but we can make it happen.
Listen, Elisha, you not ready. Matter of fact, hey, LeBaron, you coming up there tomorrow? Barbecue and dirty deal, please.
Yeah,
Now
I,
you
Yeah.
just put in an
I'll be up
order.
here for briefly, but I'm stuck in
No,
that
just
Jeffrey
drop it
look.
off up there. I got your money. I'm about to. Matter of fact, I'm gonna cash up you the second I hang up. I need dirty deal, the big bags, dirty deal and barbecue. That's what I need tomorrow. But thank y'all for joining.
I
Next
can
week I'm on, y'all. So hey, I
Yeah.
want you back on LeBaron and Elisha if y'all can. We'll be talking about some more interesting stuff. And make sure what's your days you going, Elisha? I'll join you.
I rock with the Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I can throw in a
No,
Saturday.
I'm good Thursday. This because
Okay.
our prayers at 6 a.m. So I have my Thursday night free.
Say
I'm gonna be
less.
packing before because I go out Friday. But yeah, I'm definitely jump on. So let me know.
Okay.
All right. Thank y'all for joining me, man. I'm gonna let y'all guys go. Thank you.
All right, y'all.
All right, man. Let me get them. Thank y'all for joining me. Listen, it was fun. I didn't mean to go this long. My shows it's been only like an hour, y'all, for real. Today was just interesting. We started talking about stuff. You ladies started to be you know, they was on one. They made the show real fun, and I thank you guys for joining me. I'm gonna get this bass thing together. I'm about to start posting these things called bass tiz. On Instagram, I post like little clips of me playing in church and little clips of me playing gigs. So as opposed to just posting on Instagram, I'm also gonna post it on Facebook. I mean not Facebook, or YouTube. And I'm going to start posting it called Bass Tiz, where little tidbits of me playing bass, little stuff, little lines, little stuff to help you out. And those of you who are aspiring bass players, hopefully you can see something that will inspire you to become a better bass player and be better than me, which probably ain't so hard already. But anyway, I love you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, what's left of it. And I will be back next week with another hot topic and also more preachers gone wild. Take care.